This week on Nerds Who Get Laid Sometimes, Infinity War. I mean, we also do news, the NerdOns, Mailbag, all that stuff we normally do, but you came here for Infinity War. And if you want to listen to most of the podcast and you haven't seen Infinity War yet, do that. Around the 1 hour 12 mark, we'll give warnings before we get into spoiler territory, and we'll let you know that we're about to start talking about Infinity War. So at that point, just use your time gem or Eye of Agamotto, whatever you have around, to pause the podcast, go watch the movie, and come back and listen to our thoughts on it. Because we have all of this and more than you can shake an Infinity Gauntlet at on this episode of Nerds Who Get Laid Sometimes.
Nerds Who Get Laid. 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 Nerds Who Get Laid.
Welcome to Nerds Get Laid
Sometimes.
The fuck, Charles?
I'm excited for tonight, man.
Chuck's excited for us sometimes.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry.
Tonight we got a episode that is packed full of Chuck.
Did you hire a hooker today?
No.
Have you broke the 10-year streak yet?
God damn, it's actually 11 now.
Man,
That's how time works.
Chuck's birthday's
keeps
coming
Didn't
up.
break, I'm
too.
adding on to it.
Chuck, you're coming up to your 2-year probationary period. Yeah. We need you to lay some pipe. You're hurting our street cred.
The sometimes is becoming
And I'm not talking about the vacuum cleaner.
decade.
Well, I mean, it is a sometimes.
Yeah.
Out of the
once.
entire span of your life, you could call that sometimes.
What's the episode of Simpsons where all the smart people get together and comic book guys like, going forth, you only have sex once every 20 years. For some, that will be less, but for me, it will be much, much more. That's pretty much Chuck right there. Anyway, so everyone saw Infinity War. Round of applause. We all went and saw Infinity War. We're not applauding the movie. We're applauding the fact that we all went and saw it.
We got together. We sort of got together.
We were all in the same theater
at
overlapping
the same time. Yeah.
I was the tie that bonded it all together.
Terrible movie.
Yeah.
Nobody liked it. I mean, as you can see in the box office, the movie's flopping.
Well, spoilers sucked balls.
Yeah.
Well, Infinity War is an apt name because the movie felt like it dragged on for infinity.
Infinity bore.
And it was a constant
what
war of trying to leave the theater / get my money's worth.
Yeah. I'm sure that other people won't agree with us, but we are just going to call it right now probably Marvel's biggest flop to date.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you got 4 sun-drenched gentlemen and Chuck, who is palely white as always. We are a little lazy today. We went down the Itchtuckney River. It's a local river that is just really nice, and we relaxed.
Spring fed.
So we're just going to kind of jump on. We got a lot of episode for you, so we're going to knock out a NerdOns and just hang tight.
Get your nerd on. 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 Get your nerd on.
All right, welcome back to NerdOn, where we go over what we've been doing weekly and just kind of keep you guys up to date with how much we are losers. We're going to kick it off with Chuck, and tell us what you've been nerding out on, buddy.
Finally got the chance to start God of War Monday.
Nice.
I put way too much time in it. Started about 11:30.
Already? On Monday you did.
Yeah, on Monday. Thought I was doing good, and I just started getting my ass kicked royally in the game. Started playing at about 11:30 Monday morning. Started getting tired, and I looked down at my phone. It was 9:05 that night.
Jesus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was not fun.
That's the longest God of War game I've ever heard.
I'm not that far into it. I'm not doing too well in it, but it's a beautiful game.
He's still doing the tutorial.
It's got like an open world type element
Can't
to
get
it,
over
right?
how scrumptious
To an
his son
extent, yeah,
looks.
but it is still linear based. But it's a gorgeous game, and I think they're saying it's the highest rated PlayStation game right now, or
So ever?
It's Beating out Last of Us?
On the PlayStation 4, but Last of Us was a port from the PS3.
Yeah,
So it was a
true.
PlayStation
So
3.
right now it's the highest marked game
A lot
until
of
Red
love.
Dead comes out.
Mm-hmm.
I actually read a pretty cool review where they're saying is God of War the most beautiful game of all time, and they compared it to even some PC like Final Fantasy, the newest one on PC, and of course they're using a PS4 is it Plus or Pro, and I mean the screenshots were gorgeous, even compared to Witcher. Uncharted, I think, was a really beautiful game.
Do any of y'all have a PS4 Pro?
Nah.
Is that the regular one?
Because you have a 4K TV, don't you, Nathan?
Yeah, I think the
Just
games look
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, all right.
1080s, yeah.
Also, this week finished Under the Dome, and
the book, not
Yeah.
the show.
the book, and
It's a good book.
started and finished Cujo. But Under the Dome,
Cujo, Dan, I like how you just snuck in there, like finish on the and also do Cujo. But
well, Cujo was a short book, but Under the
The
Dome,
dog bit me. The end.
Jim Remy, even though he's the villain for the book, I love the guy.
Under the
Statesman.
Dome, he's the villain of the
Oh
book.
yeah.
The second statesman, just his attitude and his approach to everything, because he's like, even though there's that huge crisis going on, he's like, he was still looking out and doing what was best for him to keep the power in the local town. Guy was such an asshole, but I
That's
fucking
fucking
loved
crazy
him.
as
Yeah,
hell.
Gotta love a good villain.
He was like a violent Pappy O'Daniels to me.
Yes.
My brother, where art thou? Not my actual Pappy.
And Cujo was good, but dude, just the chick narrating the book, especially when she started screaming as the little boy.
Is her name? Was her name Kate Mulgrew?
I think
Is she great actress? I hate her narration.
it was like everything was going good, but when she started freaking out as Tad in the car,
Yeah, because it was the same way in
Oh my God,
Nosferatu.
it was-
Her voice is just so great.
real
I remember
shrill,
her.
shrieking and shrill. I couldn't deal with that.
Yeah, she's the lady from the Star Trek.
Yeah, she's a good Star Trek captain, but she's also in
A terrible
Thermometer
Which
for
one
the
is
Train.
she in Star Trek?
Captain Janeway.
Okay, I
For
thought
Voyager.
so. I thought people liked her as a.
I didn't hate her in Nosferatu, but I know it. Some of her voices she makes.
I think maybe at
Yeah.
1.5 speed, it was just a bit too grating.
Yeah, because that's what I've been doing it on all these books at 1.5. Also,
It's costing you so much money to do
I
that.
know, if I were you, I would take it
Slow
like
to-
0.5.
like 0.75.
Slow that shit down.
Really enjoy your. I am your friend.
I also,
What's he gonna say?
ordered my first board game. It should be here
Hard
Monday or Tuesday.
cheesy.
Oh yeah.
No, the Thanos Rising game.
Oh, you got it. All right.
Good
Yeah.
Jordan.
I was watching a playthrough this afternoon when I got home. It looks like it'd be a very easy game to pick up,
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be.
and it also reminded me of the XCOM game we played, TJ.
Oh, good. I
Or-
think it's a dice chucker and a card thing.
Yep.
So
gonna hate
it looks-
mercilessly unforgiving. Is that how it is?
You have to, it's 2 to 4 player, and everybody controls Thanos. They do his action roll and everything, but it looks like things are going good for you, and then all of a sudden, with like one dice roll, shit starts. You start getting wiped out by Thanos.
Played that game. It's called Life.
Mm-hmm.
But other than
Just
that,
replace Thanos with bills. Unexpected bills.
pretty much. But
And expected ones.
also
Yes.
got a couple trades
All bills
coming
All
in this
bills.
week. Also ordered Thanos Imperative, Thanos Volume 1 and 2.
Oh, the new Thanos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also pre-ordered 3, which has
Which
the
is the
Thanos
Kates.
Wins storyline.
Yeah.
That'll be here in July, and also Annihilation.
Well, we know what
Okay.
we want.
They're doing a reprinting of it, so
Oh,
it's
nice.
2 books now.
Uh huh.
I got the first one coming in this week, and then the second one's available pre-order next week, so I might pick that one up
Oh
also.
yeah.
We know what theme to do Chuck's birthday party. In Thanos.
But other than that, just still grinding through Brooklyn
Put
Nine-Nine.
nuts on his chin.
Yeah. Already
Nice.
chin nuts.
But just plowing through more Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I'm loving it.
It's one of the best, most wholesome comedy shows out there.
Yeah, I just finished the season 4 Halloween episode where Gina takes it.
I didn't get past season 3.
What?
I had to move
Okay.
away from the internet.
But yeah, if
I moved into 1992.
you're still watching it, Ray and Nate,
Absolutely. I'm on season 3 now.
I haven't watched it in a while, but I mean I like it. I forget about it.
let's pick it back up, man. It's good. But other than that, that's Infinity War, and then that's what I've done this week.
Jizzy.
I didn't do much at all this week. I had a lot of stuff going on, but I did manage to see Infinity War twice. played
A lot
the
of
hell.
stuff going on, but I could see a 2.5 hour movie twice.
Well, I had to fit that in there somewhere.
Nerd humble brag.
Yeah.
I played the hell out of Mad Max.
It's addicting, isn't
yesterday. Yeah. Oh, it's so much fun. I've almost got my maggot farm. I'm right there.
it? Yummy.
I picked up the guy that gives you ammunition, the one-armed man that gives you ammunition.
Yeah, because his arm blew off.
And then played some of the story mode from Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go into a little bit of
Nerd
it.
raged a little bit on our chat about
Yeah.
how much
Yeah.
more download it was.
To a little bit of a nerd rage right now.
Guys, this
Okay.
might be an impromptu
Oh,
focus.
fuck.
TJ's pissed.
TJ's pissed.
Okay. So
Listen to that anger.
this is directed at a number of companies involved in the video game industry. Console manufacturers and game developers alike. You have a game that's already 67 gigabytes in size on a 500 gigabyte system.
I already know where you're going.
Don't put out a 30 gigabyte fucking update.
That's why I can't play those games.
Hold on, are you saying don't fix your game and give more content, TJ?
Don't put in a fucking 30 gigabyte update.
It does suck. Like
What the fuck is coming? Is it like extra maps and shit?
I
That's
don't
gotta
have a-
be.
That's a lot of fucking extra
no,
maps.
what they'll do is that they will ship a game half
without
fucked up and then have a day one patch.
Yeah.
That's what they released a game called Quantum Break. The guys who did Remedy, who did Alan Wake, for the Xbox One when it came out, and the game's unplayable. The patch is just too big. I can't download it with my shitty internet, so like I can't fucking play that game. It pisses me off.
That's so shitty.
It is shitty, you know, and it's these fucking deadlines that these
Yeah.
people are, you know, made to, and then other companies use them as, in my opinion, just a way to be lazy.
Well, and going back to the console manufacturers is partly their fault because they give you a system with a 500 gigabyte hard drive.
Also, they can say the 2 terabyte hard drive a year for later when your shit runs out.
Well, they still haven't done that. They still
Can't
barely put a 1 terabyte gigabyte or 1
Didn't they
terabyte
put out
hard
that
drive.
patch recently where you can just attach an external hard drive?
Yes, that was
yeah.
last year they did that.
Yeah. So you
But
can
still,
just buy.
You shouldn't have to
Thanks
do
for
that.
supplementing my content. You know,
You
my
know that your
console.
installs for the games are going to be 50 gigabytes.
All of this is
plus.
true, but I am very impressed with them that they're going to put out a patch that will let me buy something from another company and plug it into their stuff. They're not trying to sell me another hard drive.
No, what they're trying to do is basically they're trying to keep the cost of the console down, so you'll buy
Yeah.
it and then say, oh hey, all that hidden costs, you know, all that shit we knocked out of it. Well, you still kind of need that, so buy it anyway.
For a real experience of it, you gotta fork out the money, especially with like so many stuff being
Like
digital
the
now.
Yeah,
VR
they want-
bullshit.
They want everything to go digital, and then they give you 500
Yeah.
gigabyte
there's-
hard drive.
There's nothing worse than buying a game on game launch and then you download it or you put it in and then it has a update that you have to install that's going to take another
It
3
says-
hours.
I
You
still
have to delete 20 gigabytes of hard drive space
Yeah.
to put this
Nah,
on there.
I just had to do
I
that.
still have such a problem with all of this digital stuff. Because if I get finished with a movie or a game or a book and I don't want it anymore, or it's something I just maybe want to read or watch or once,
Mm-hmm.
You have to fucking
buying it online, buying a digital copy, like I'm just stuck with it. Then I can't let one of you guys borrow it or have it. I can't do
Oh,
it.
no,
it's
it's-
just in my account.
And it's something that we were talking about earlier. You know, that could be an opportunity down the road for saying, "Oh, hey, we lost the rights to this." So,
Yeah.
Which
yoink,
they've already done.
Yeah.
pull his shit off your system.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword because I do like buying digital movies because then if I want it, I just click it. I don't have to get up, find it.
That's
But-
the other thing. Most of my movies that I have physically, though, I bought 2 years ago, I think, Captain America Civil War, on a Black Friday deal, and I watched it this week. I had to open it because I don't watch movies anymore that aren't.
I'll
So
tell
it
you,
is a two-edged sword.
I'll tell you what really pisses me off though, and then we can move on from this.
Apparently, the whole podcast is pissed.
But the new Batman animation movie came out, the Samurai Batman Ninja.
Yeah.
Yeah, Batman Ninja.
It came out, And so I was like, oh, man, I think I'm going to buy it because I really want to watch it.
It's on our Voodoo.
Oh, well, fuck yeah. Then I'm glad I
Yeah,
did.
you're going to watch it.
But Amazon Prime, to buy it on Amazon digitally is $20. To buy the Blu-ray is $17.
Yeah.
Why is the physical copy, like something they have to print, more expensive than something to download?
This is something that pisses me off about online comics, because I'll read Marvel Unlimited all day, every day. But to go buy a $3, $4, $5 comic book digitally,
it's the same price.
Why would I ever do that when I can buy a physical copy and it might go up in value? I might sell it later. I can add it to my collection. I'm never going to do that, guys.
It's dirty.
Convenience.
And they don't want to discount it down after
No,
a
they
time.
won't.
No.
Yeah, that's the dirty part.
It's convenience sake that they know they know that you will pay the extra $2 or $3
No, they know that
to
I
have
won't.
it instantly. Well, see, the thing is, that's
I'll wait 6 months and get it on Unlimited.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
that. I mean, some people don't want to collect comics. I don't want to have 500 boxes of comics in my house that I'll never know how to sell. It's what I have in Magic cards.
It's one of the things that Allison loves about me.
Well, good thing I'm not you, and Allison's not my wife.
All right, let's move. TJ, what else do you got going on, buddy?
That was it. I had to go off on that
All
rant because it pissed me off.
Mikhail?
Floated down the H-Tugny today. We talked about that. That was pretty good.
Man, I like the floating. It was the eating I like the best.
Oh, my God,
Man,
yes.
and that
venison
banana
lamb
pudding.
burger.
That banana pudding was...
We had banana pudding.
There was so much left, Nathan. You could have finished that off for Krista.
Lamb and venison burgers, regular burgers, some Nettles bratwursts, which Nettles is a local company here that makes some really nice sausage.
I'm still full.
Delicious.
When I would bite into that, the creaminess of the grease in that was so delicious.
It's the most luxurious fat ever.
Exactly.
They know how to make the sausage.
I know how to eat one.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a company party this week. I won a $50 Visa gift card. That was pretty
Nice.
Mazel tov.
Thank you. I think Ray got one too, but that's just Ray.
What did I get?
The tough card.
Oh, yeah.
The $50 Visa gift card.
What are you going to spend yours on?
Oh,
I don't know yet.
a broken sunroof.
Is it still broken?
Yeah.
You got a tarp over it?
No. I was going to park it half into the garage because it doesn't fit in the whole garage. To fill the listeners in, I have a sunroof, and an acorn fell into the track today, and I didn't realize it, and I went to go close the sunroof, and it smashed the acorn in the gears, and now it's stuck open. So that's probably going to be like $300 to fix. Yay!
This guy's driving a Ford Raptor. He can afford it.
Thanks.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, Acorn. Well,
Nature.
all I can afford is the payments. So, yeah, that sucks. But as everybody knew, we all saw Infinity War this weekend. Here's kind of my big nerd on. I've been holding off making some decisions about, what different figures I would like from the movie, and I had pre-ordered Captain America, and I had pre-ordered Iron Man.
Yeah.
Didn't y'all pre-order Thor?
I did.
TJ did. So yesterday, the day after I saw the movie, or Friday or Saturday, I went ahead and picked up Black Panther, Thor, and Thanos.
Damn.
Yeah, and I was able to use my $208 worth of reward points. So I'm getting Thanos for like $160.
Nice.
Awesome. Good deal.
Nice.
It's a good deal, brand new. So, yeah. I mean, that's my nerd on. It's been a busy week. I've done a lot of shit. Book club as well. Taught somebody Office Basics. That was fun. This is Excel. Press this button. Excel.
Button.
You can know 3 things about Excel, and you look really good when you're doing it.
Yeah.
Excel is so...
There's so many tricks and tips to Excel
Yeah.
that if you know like 2 or 3 of them, there's a good chance another person doesn't know those and you look like a magician.
Well, that's and you only need to know those 2 or 3 things about Excel.
We're really nerding off on some.
I mean, and you can do anything with it. It's just funny that growing up and not having an exposure to Excel, it looks so complicated. When you just sit down and fuck with it, it's not.
I really love Office. Oh, the TV show, me too. No. The Microsoft Suite.
I like Office Suite.
All right. So did that, and Friday, I don't remember. That's it.
All right, Ray.
Already too hard.
So I was trying to finish up. Yeah, last week we had Infinity Con, so I didn't get to do a bunch of my my Marvel MCU rewatch. So this week I had to make it up before the movie came out. So I ended up watching Doctor Strange, Ragnarok, Thor Ragnarok, Age of Ultron, Guardians 2, and Ant-Man.
Yeah.
All of those are still good on a second watch. I'd seen a few of them probably after they released on DVD. I think I watched Ant-Man again, but I haven't seen it since that. Ragnarok, I actually think on a second viewing is better. The first time I was kind of pissy about some of the jokes. I thought some of the jokes were a little corny and like too much, but I already knew that they were there, so I wasn't as pissy about them.
I think the end and some of the scenery with the Valkyrie kind of make up.
There's so many scenes in that where they cut to that slow-mo and it looks like it's a goddamn
it's like a metal
heavy
album
metal
cover.
album cover.
Or like some old painting, some beautiful
Out
old
of
painting.
a lot of the Marvel movies, they had some of the most beautiful like shots set up that I've seen in any of them. Honestly, it was so stylistic. Like, I mean, Marvel movies look good, but like I don't even know if that's the
why
right
they
word.
picked that director.
But the style that they put, like I said, you're dead on. Like
the
there's
aesthetics
scenes,
and all.
They got the look down.
It was like a Molly Hatchet album came to life.
Absolutely.
like a,
But it also had,
it looked like what Molly Hatchet wanted to be.
but it also had so much like weird synth pop stuff from like
The entire
it sounded
80s.
like Legend.
80s soundtrack
Yeah.
was, or like God, what was it? Red Dawn,
Yeah.
or like war games like that.
Well,
kind of
I would say
crazy.
like Legend, like that Tom Cruise was in that kind of stuff. Like there was weird stuff like that.
And
And
then
then,
fucking Zeppelin.
and then Zeppelin, which fit. Of course, why wouldn't you have Zeppelin in it? Like the only thing that makes more sense that wouldn't make sense is like having them on a Lord of the Rings thing because that's what they were writing about, but wouldn't fit at all.
I would
so
say
put them on a Thor movie. God.
Yep.
Thor, the original Iron Man, which was so easy, and Guardians, amazing music.
Yeah, yeah. Age of Ultron. I remember. I definitely really defended that when it came out and watched
you
it, and
did.
it's still watchable. It's fun.
It's got its good points, but overall, it doesn't have quite as a good impact, especially compared to Infinity War.
Yeah. Now that I think that's it. Now that Infinity War's out, it's like
Leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
For everything
Well, especially for
else.
being like one of the flagship movies that Marvel puts out. You know, when the Avengers movie come out, they're supposed to be the best of the best. Because I still think the first Avengers was one of the coolest experiences in a theater.
Yeah.
So when you come up with Age of Ultron, it's just so lackluster.
Well, I think Age of Ultron, I think, fell victim to the planned trilogy
I think it did too.
Yeah.
because they knew it was going to be just a middle of the road. We need to get to Thanos, and so because I think we've discussed it.
Because there
So
was a lot of stuff there.
Yeah,
that
there
was
was
like
a lot of stuff, a lot of missed opportunities, especially Ultron, because he's even somebody who knows very little about the comics. He's just a rich character, and I feel like they kind of squandered him just to tell a different story.
yeah.
Yeah.
Civil War still really good. I really enjoyed
I have
it.
to say, like when I saw Civil War in the theater, I didn't love it. On the rewatch, I enjoyed it a lot better the second time.
I really liked it. I think Zemo
It's a
is
fun movie.
one of the most underrated villains in all of Marvel
He is.
movies.
He took down the Avengers
Yeah,
before
absolutely.
Thanos did.
Absolutely.
Thanos really didn't even take him down. He just got
And
the majority of them out of the way.
Doctor Strange, this is the first time I've watched it since I watched it in the theaters. Still really enjoyable. It's
really
so
good.
apart from the rest of the MCU.
And that magic shit just gets my dick hard.
Yeah. And it's funny, I've never noticed this before, but watching them back to back to back to back, I didn't realize that the end scene of Doctor Strange was part of a scene in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
So like I hadn't even noticed that or put that together.
Did you know that
because they did that a couple of
the
times?
scene from Thor Ragnarok, the very end of it, was also in Infinity War?
Yeah.
You know that?
I don't know if it was.
No,
I'm fucking with you.
I know it was.
Ass face.
I know you were.
Oh, you- no.
Infinity War, definitely watched that. I painted a couple of more minis, or worked on some more of the
Looked good,
X-Men
too.
minis. Yeah, that I was pretty okay with that Wolverine when I got done with him. I still have a little bit more to do with the Storm, and I hadn't put the video up.
A white costume is really tough
It's
to do.
really hard. And a white costume with a person with white hair, long hair. So
Some
I'm
blue
still working
to
on that
accent it.
one, huh?
Some light blue to accent
Yeah.
folds.
Yeah, probably something like that. But I put some videos up on our social media, on our Instagram, Facebook, and on our YouTube, BT Dubs. So I'll probably be doing some more of those. I've got a few more to finish up, and then I'm going to start on my Kingdom Death stuff.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, that's been my next thing. I'm just working through this
That's
stuff.
been his next thing. That's like when you got to go do a school project and you clean your room.
Yeah, there's 18 or so. Is it 18, 16, something like that? Something dumb in
many
these
more?
figures.
How many
About
more
7.
X-Men figures you have left?
About 7.
Yeah.
I still
But
think
I've
This
done
is
like
this is
9.
his practice. This is him getting his detailing right and everything.
Yeah.
That's why I asked him to do this.
Well, he's got to put them all together first
Yeah.
to paint them.
Yeah.
That's
listen, man. Just make it simple.
it's easy to glue things.
You just do a red team and a blue team. You just dip them and go.
And then last week when we did Infinity Con, I had a little booth set up. I was selling some comics I was trying to get rid of. And this is just a little fun thing. One of my friend's little brothers, wanted some comic books. Or I told him, I think Marshall maybe got some, and I gave some to Atari, and Joseph.
These are
picked up
children.
some. These are children that we know. And
We know
So,
them personally.
yeah, we know them personally. Homeboy read a bunch of them, doesn't normally read, is really into Ghost Rider now. So I found a Ghost Rider podcast, and I went through my collection and grabbed some more comics, gave him some more the other day. And so I'm really excited about that. I got to hang out with him at the river, and we talked about comics a little bit. So
What's the name of the podcast? I'm interested.
I if you hadn't asked,
Ghost
I could have
Riders
told
in
you.
the Sky.
No, oh man, that's a missed opportunity right there, guys. Let me look it up real
Like
quick.
motorcycles
'Cause
for
we're-
jet skis?
Yeah, because we're gonna try to shoot them
Ghost
over.
Riders in the Storm. Pow, pow.
Nicolas Cage in his best form.
On Hellfire, he comes on. Oh, he's playing a saxophone.
I think I'd want to watch this movie.
Well, actually, Fleetwood Mac did a Ghost Rider song. It's called The Chain.
It's called Inner Demons. Is the podcast?
I like
So,
mine better.
Yeah, that Ghost
Inner
Riders.
Demons
yeah,
is a terrible name compared to Ghost Riders in the Storm.
that's true. That's true. But yeah, so that's it for me.
All right. Well,
Okay, let's move on to the news.
listen. I kind of like the rest of these guys. There was a busy week, so with Infinity War coming out, we had our book club where for reading our book, and then the rest of the week. But a couple of key points. One of the cooler ones is I got an email from Michael Sullivan.
That was really cool.
Yeah, the gentleman that wrote.
Oh yeah.
Wrote the Rhaenyra Chronicles that me and Mike gussy all over. I guess it was probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was bored one night and I had been listening to it, and I was like, I just want to email him real quick and just give him a quick thank you for what he's created, because I truly do love the series, and it was just kind of a gushing on him. Just hey, thank you for everything you've done. Blah blah. I really enjoy it. Yeah, I talked about Magnus for a couple of minutes because he's one of my
For a
favorite
couple
characters.
of minutes.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, by the way, beat it. Anyway, and I sent it off and really didn't think much about it. I was like, he might read it. And I actually got a reply back, and I thought that was pretty awesome. He took the time to actually write me and just, thanks. And it was
really
quick.
cool.
Yeah.
Unlike the who was it that blocked you on Twitter?
LL Cool J or was it Ice Cube?
WWE.
Oh,
The entire network. They don't want none of
I'm
me.
surprised they let you into the SmackDown show we saw.
They had it out for it. But so I was very it kind of made my day when I got that email. I rewatched Spider-Man Homecoming, and that's still just a great movie.
It's still a really good movie.
I actually
enjoyed it.
skipped that one because I've watched it about 5 times since it came out, so that wasn't in my rewatch because I've recently watched it.
It's just that kid plays Peter Parker so well, and just it's handled perfectly. And the big one for me this week, besides Infinity War, was Westworld's back, and the first episode. It's mad. The first episode, to me personally, and to a couple of my Westworld friends that have actually watched it, a little lackluster. It's kind of dealing with the aftermath. So at the end of Westworld, the first season, they've slowly become self-aware, and they kill Anthony Hopkins' character, and they pretty much go to town on the entire park and killing everybody, blowing them up. I'm sorry, Chuck. You should have watched it by fucking now. Anyway, so you pick up there.
There's still something that he hasn't revealed yet. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I'm going to reveal
Watch
everything.
the last 3 episodes.
Yeah, should have already.
From a man who doesn't have the internet, watch the last 3 episodes.
So you kind of what's his name? The main guy.
Ed Harris.
Not Ed Harris. Bernard. So Bernard, he's waking up on the beach, and the reconnaissance team is like coming in on the beach, like on boats and helipads, and they got their guns out, and it's pretty much it's they're doing the same thing where they have 2 different timelines going on. So it's a little confusing on that, but Bernard is just so held back the whole movie. He just looked confused the entire time. He's struggling. Like every time they come across some, I'm just going to call them bots, androids, like, and they're killing people. He keeps getting, I think he's getting urges. They don't clarify, but his hands start shaking, and he has to kind of like stop himself. And as he watches, he's like, anyway. But like I said,
that's how I quell my rage.
Yeah, it's more just like you're meeting a couple new characters. They're introduced in this episode, and I don't know. There's not a lot going on in the first episode. It's very lackluster. But with that being said, I'm still looking forward to this. This week's actually comes on tonight because there's definitely a samurai world, and there's a clip that shows. I'm terrible with the names. I feel so stupid right now. The main black lady, the one that was the madam, Maud, her in a fucking gi with the samurai sword and her hand pulled back, like look straight out of Kill Bill. So it looks like she's going over to samurai world to find her daughter.
Nice. So I think probably me and Allison will hit the first 2 episodes tomorrow of that.
Yeah. I'm hoping, like I said, I hope this next episode really picks up and makes up for this first episode, because I didn't love it. So I'm looking forward to you guys to watch it, and hopefully Chuck to just catch up with the other 3 episodes. And
I promise I'll be caught up by Sunday.
All right, cool.
All right, so that's our NerdOns.
That's NerdOn, so let's get ready with the news.
Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce you to the newsman of the evening, Jimmy Ray Hancock. Come on now. He's with the news. You're gonna read the news now. Jimmy Ray is reading the news. Hey Ray, what type of news you got tonight? Well, I hope it's good, 'cause it's Ray with the news. Here we go. Ray's with the news chat. Ray's reading the news chat. Ray's reading the news chat. Ray's reading the news chat.
All right, well, we're going to start it off with some bummer news. I'm sorry about this, but this is where we're going to have to go. Bruce Campbell, after they canceled Ash vs. Evil Dead, those son of a bitches. Bruce Campbell, so a lot of people were hoping that maybe Netflix would pick it up and everything, but Bruce has officially retired as being Ash. He said that he's over and done with, it was a great run, but this is it for him.
Good for him, I guess. Bad for us.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, he's been doing that character since the late 80s, early 90s?
No, it's
probably the early
that.
80s.
Early 80s. Yeah, the first Evil Dead was
35 years.
early 80s, wasn't it?
I think Evil Dead might have been even earlier than that.
I think they play the Ash timeline off of Evil Dead 2.
So while he's looking that up, let's take bets how long before they reboot it. 5 to 10 years is my wager.
Okay,
I don't think they
81.
I thought they already
81.
kind of
did.
redid it.
They did they rebooted and the
That
Evil
one
Dead
movie.
movie, but I want to like reboot Army of Darkness, like the quirkiness, because they did comedy. They did a straight horror movie.
I don't
Evil
think
Dead.
they will.
I don't know
think
if
they
you
will.
can kind of
You guys, come
put
on.
that lightning
Let's-
in a bottle
Let's-
again.
Yeah, I don't think they can do it properly, but this is
Oh.
Hollywood.
5 years. Oh, who owns the rights to it?
I don't know, actually. I mean, with Showtime, obviously they don't own it,
Stars.
but I'm wondering. Stars. Yeah, I always want to say Showtime. Apologies.
You do always
Yeah.
say Sean.
It depends on who owns the rights, whether it'll be 5 or 10 years.
Yeah.
If it was Sony, I'd say like 2 weeks.
Because I
Yeah.
will say,
Yeah.
the Evil Dead, the remake one they made was actually a pretty good
It's really
remake
good.
movie.
Yeah,
enjoyed it
I got to go
thoroughly.
to a early screening of that, and
I
it was a
remember-
great time. But it was good.
It was great.
really good.
But
It wasn't Evil Dead to me,
Yeah, I had
but it
mixed
was
feelings
good.
on
it was like the premise. It was like the movie took place in that world. It wasn't Ash.
Yeah.
No,
It was like
someone else.
more the demon side of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
but I don't know if they'll. I'm not saying they most likely will try and bring that wonkiness up, and they'll get Seth Rogen.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And it will be.
these skeletons are coming after me.
It'll
Let's
just
smoke them out.
yeah, and they'll just
Jesus.
ab-lib through it, and it'll be fucking terrible. Anyway,
Yeah, I don't think they'll redo it.
So
But
the sausage
Red.
party will be
I don't think
skeleton
it'll happen.
party.
5-10 years. That's my bet.
all right. So also, this is for the nostalgia crowd, all you kids that grew up
All
in
of
the
us?
80s and 90s. Double Dare is coming back, so you got your chance
Yeah.
to head back and do that.
I always loved.
Are they
Double
looking
Dare.
was
for
good.
30 to 40 year
Are
olds?
they looking for fat dudes to be in
I
it?
thought that was called Fear Factor.
We
for
are
30 to 40
removing the physical challenge aspect of Double Dare due to the agedness of our viewership.
Target demographic.
Yeah, but this summer it's going to be airing.
It's like-
it's going to have 40 episodes, so 40
On
new
the-
episodes.
on
The
Nickelodeon.
physical challenge would be like, pick up this heavy grocery bag, walk a mile.
Don't
Now,
smart off to your
Stand
parents.
up
Now, is-
after sitting down for
Is
an
Mark
hour.
Summers returning as the
They're
host?
not sure yet.
Probably
They're not
not.
sure yet.
No.
He's been a big advocate of
Yeah,
it
he
and
has
wanted
been. I
it to
remember
come
hearing
back.
about that.
Yeah, so he wants to host it, but I don't know.
He's getting a
We'll have
little
to
old.
see. He is. He definitely is.
I don't
Especially
see how
for a
they can
kid's
do
show.
it without Mark.
I know.
Because he still hosts TV shows. I mean,
Yeah.
like it's not.
It'd be like Jeopardy without Trebek.
I'm not saying they won't do it without him, but
That will happen.
I
one
would
day.
feel that
I
most
know.
people will push hard for him to be
Well,
on
people
it.
said
I
the
don't
same
think,
thing about.
I think it has already happened. Alex Trebek without the mustache.
Yeah.
That's a replica or something.
Thank
That's
you.
not
It's
the
like,
real person.
Illuminati.
Paul
Well, it's
McCartney.
Like when Bob Barker
Exactly.
retired from Price is Right and Drew
Jerry.
Carey took over. Drew Carey does a really good job on the show.
Doesn't matter.
It's,
It's
I'm just
not
saying.
Bob Barker.
yeah.
I'm saying.
Still uses that stupid 1960s
when,
microphone that's like 2 feet long.
I mean, we're
Yep.
two hosts. We're two hosts off of Johnny Carson on Tonight Show.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
saying it can't happen.
I'm
Mark Summers. I mean, like he's not that old where you can't stand there and tell
Yell
kids
at
what to
kids.
do. Yeah.
He used to run around though in stonewashed denim in
It'll
a
be a lot
blazer and
different
New
though when
Balance.
he's sitting in his rocking chair on a
Yeah.
front porch replica.
Just
Get off my lawn, you stupid kid!
slime launched at him. Just go to the physical challenge over there. Go outside and physical challenge.
So we also got a new clip from Luke Cage that's coming out. When is
June
that?
22nd.
June 22nd. Yeah.
Dude's a fucking show off.
Yeah. Well, I think it looks like they've set up this thing for him. Where does he live? In
Television show.
in
Brooklyn.
Is he Brooklyn or is because it's all, I don't know. Whatever.
Hell's Kitchen, Harlem, around
yeah,
that area.
around Harlem. That's what I
Harlem.
think. That's where it is. Where they're like, "Hey, pick this tire up." It's like I don't
It's
know.
like he's
CrossFit
out there with
stuff.
the neighborhood kids and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
screwing around and stuff.
It's like
Yeah.
It
football
looks
trials
fun.
doing a long jump.
Like he's doing combine exercises. But I mean, the title of the clip was "The Show Off."
Yeah.
Because they're turning the show off and canceling
Well, I
it.
notice those world records are like pre-Captain America or something like that.
So Rebels, Star Wars Rebels has come to an end a couple of months ago, maybe by this
Have
point.
they put a date on the physical?
No, I haven't seen that. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is
Season
its
4?
replacement, which is going to be called Star Wars Resistance. It's going to be it's going to focus in between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens,
Okay.
and it's going to have like BB-8 and Poe and Phasma are going to be.
It's going to be really
characters in
later in it then.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be like a lot. Like that might be later on. I don't know, but Oscar Isaac and Gwendolyn Christie are going to be reprising their role for the voices, which is
That's awesome.
that's pretty cool. So this is supposed to premiere this fall on the Disney Channel, so and Disney XD
And
on
maybe
Disney XD.
hopefully
so.
Disney's streaming service if it gets off the
Yeah,
ground by then.
hopefully. So this is what's supposed to take place of or not take place, but this is their next thing.
It's a smart move.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be more on the pilots and stuff like that of the era.
Okay.
So that'll be interesting to see what happens from Rebellion to now. What we have going
Well,
on.
but
So
Poe, I mean, I think it's like a 5-year period there where he would have been active.
yeah,
So that last 5
And
years
there's-
before the
is there
last
20,
or Force
30
Awakens.
years before
30 years
30 years?
between
Yeah, 30.
Return of the Jedi and
Yeah.
Force Awakens.
30 years from the Battle of Yavin. Is that it? Battle of Yavin?
No,
Or how do they do it?
Endor.
Indoor?
Yeah, it's 30 years after the Battle of Endor, but it's 38
Like 32 after Yavin?
or 36.
Either way,
36, 38 years after.
this fall we'll be getting a new Star Wars cartoon, which is great because of the quality we've gotten out of the other ones has been just out of control good.
Yeah,
So,
season one's going to be a little rough and rocky,
yeah,
and then it's going to kick ass after season 2.
maybe.
It
I don't know.
follows the same formula.
Rebels, I was into season 1. I really got into it.
Yeah, but the story really, I mean, honestly,
No, it kicks
the story
off better. Yeah.
really kicked ass starting in 2. Well, actually, when Tarkin shows up in season 1, that's when things get real on the first season of Rebels.
If you haven't watched Rebels, go watch Rebels. Good God, it's good.
Yeah.
And it's only, is it 4 seasons, 5 seasons? 4?
It's 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I can't find the release date for season 4 yet.
I was
Okay.
looking to pre-order it the other day, and
I
I
think
can't
you
find
can buy it digitally on Amazon right
you
now,
can. Yeah,
which I've
it's
thought
$20.
about doing. A Quiet Place is getting a sequel. It's got a sequel in the works. So.
I think I missed it. I don't think it's in theaters anymore.
Oh, I don't
No,
know if
it's
it's here. It's in theaters. I don't know if
Is it
it's
still
here.
here?
Not. I
Not
don't,
here. It's
I
probably
don't think it's here.
It was on Thursday,
Yeah.
so it might still be here because it was in the theater right beside us.
Okay.
Mhm.
But it was good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I
So
wanted to see
it's
it.
getting a sequel. I think that's a mistake for something like this, but we'll see. We'll see what you know. You never know.
Is it a quieter place or a more quiet place?
That's true.
Well,
That's a good point.
critics loved it, and it made a good bit of money. So
Yeah, especially for that kind of film, there was
Yeah.
probably no
I think
budget.
it made
to
a good margin
17.
on it.
17 was the budget.
Speaking of John Krasinski, Jack Ryan is coming out on August 31st on Amazon, and apparently they did a Super Bowl ad, and when they did, they got a lot of new. It's coming out on Prime, Amazon Prime. They got a lot of new Prime memberships, and a lot of them went and added Jack Ryan to their queue in Amazon Prime. So they've already greenlit it for season 2.
Wow.
John Krasinski is going to be the lead in that. So our boy Jim is really doing it up lately.
Yeah, he is.
Moving on up.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Jack Ryan. I know
nothing
it's a
Tom Clancy.
Tom Clancy.
Wasn't it a Tom Cruise movie?
That's Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
Jack Reacher. Okay.
Yeah, Jack
Okay.
Ryan's the character from like The Hunt for Red October,
Some
Patriot
of All
Games.
Fears.
Clear
Yeah.
and Present Danger is mostly played by Ben Affleck, but mostly Harrison Ford,
Yeah.
and then Ben Affleck, and then Chris Pine in the most recent iteration.
Got it.
Weird.
Alec Baldwin did the first one though.
Wow.
Hunt for Red October.
I don't know that was Jack Ryan.
It was.
I mean, I believe you. I didn't know.
We got a new Venom trailer, and all of us are pretty disgusted by it, but the internet seems to love it.
People
Disgusted is the
but-
wrong word for me. It just looks entirely too mediocre for my.
Yeah,
that's it.
It looks like it's going to be a very lackluster movie.
It looks
Yeah.
like the low effort. Let's just keep this Venom IP.
Yeah.
Is what it seems like.
I will say when it came out on whatever Monday or Tuesday, I only watched it with the sound off just to see what Venom looked like. Saw it and said, "Fuck that." Watching it today before we podcast looks better than I thought. But that's still not good. It, like you said, it still looks very lackluster.
It's better than the first trailer,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
which that
way
didn't take
better.
a lot.
Literally, this one, it looks like some of the scenes with Venom, it's like they just added it into the scenes.
Yeah,
No, the
just
Venom
did-
looks bad to me.
I'm not the big. It doesn't look as bad as Spider-Man 3 Venom, but it
No.
doesn't
Yeah.
look much.
Doesn't
better.
look much better. Yeah.
And my biggest issue is like Tom Hardy's
Voice.
accent is really
Yeah.
weird. It's just like, I mean, obviously it's a trailer, so we're only hearing him say a couple of things, but when he talks, it looks like he has like a weird tick going on, and I mean, obviously it might be part of the story, and it's just, it weirds me out, so I don't like it, and I don't know, just the movie doesn't look like it has much flow to it.
No.
One thing I do like about it is that they're going a little psychological with it. With the effects that
Like
Venom
he's
symbiote's having on.
having the internal struggle.
I'm really
Yeah.
turned off by the voice too. That for whatever reason, the voice with the squiggly bubbles and everything in my mind from the comics is nowhere near what. Like it's almost like what's his name that does Darth Vader? What's that
James
guy?
Earl
Yeah,
Jones?
it's almost like that kind of voice.
I don't
that
necessarily
they
have
put on it.
that much of an issue with the voice. I I don't know. I to me, if it was more of a high pitch or a scarier voice, I think it would be
A
more
little more
annoying.
screechy and a little more like
Yeah.
the first Bane trailer from Dark Knight or whatever that you can't understand it as well.
I guess we'll see, and maybe we will be wrong on this.
Maybe, I don't know.
Well,
We
enough
have
people
been.
bitched for Dark Knight that they changed the voice, made it louder, so who knows?
Yeah.
This isn't the first time Hardy's got complaints about his voice.
That's true.
Mm-mm.
That's very true.
All right, so we have a couple of MCU things with Infinity War coming out. They've been doing a lot of the circle where they run around and do all the interviews and everything. So Fine's been busy the last few days. So first off, DC Marvel has no presence at Hall H in San Diego Comic-Con this year.
Yeah, they do their own thing now. I think that's been a couple
D23.
years that they've done.
Yeah, but they usually will still do a thing at Hall H, but sometimes they don't. Apparently, like after Avengers 1, they didn't have anything.
Yeah.
And what Fine said was that they're not going to make any announcements of what's coming next until after Avengers 4.
That's a smart move, too.
Yeah. So that's pretty interesting.
Because we have
Radio silence.
Yeah.
from now till then, we have Ant-Man, Wasp,
Captain Marvel,
Captain Marvel,
and then another
Guardians
Avengers. No, I think the Avengers comes out before that.
Yeah, Avengers comes out for
Guardians
Guardians
3 is after.
Okay, so we know at least 4 more movies coming.
Fuck's gonna be in it?
In what?
Never mind.
Oh. Yeah, so that's not something that's unheard of. It'll be weird. I think for you San Diego Comic-Con goers, you won't have to wait in line for 2 days to get in there, but
They're not going to have a dedicated panel thing, but you're
they're
still going to have
a presence.
stuff
It's
there.
the 10-year anniversary. They're still going to have a presence there.
Yeah.
All right, and another thing that we have, it looks like that Marvel is Black Panther did incredibly well, but
Still doing well.
is still
Yeah.
doing well. Yeah, it looks like they're pumping the brakes on Black Panther 2 unless Ryan Coogler agrees to direct it, which I think is an interesting thing because this movie has made more money than anything other than Avengers films. But I think that's smart of them to be like, hey, this guy had a vision for this.
Yeah.
So,
Is it a problem that he doesn't want to do it, or is it that his
No, I
schedule
don't-
is too busy?
I don't think there's even a problem. I think they're just negotiating out everything right now.
Okay.
And I think they're just saying, no, we wouldn't do this film without him. This is his thing now. So, which I
Kind of
think
like the James Gunn with the Guardians thing.
yeah, I think that's very respectful of them.
Okay. Yeah.
For
I'm down
this.
for that. I mean, he did an amazing job, and I'd really like to see where he takes the story.
Absolutely.
He's going to get more money from it also.
So it looks like Marvel is also looking very hard at female directors for the Black Widow standalone that they've talked about doing.
okay. Yeah, I'm down
So-
for that too.
Yep. I mean, at this point, I feel like after Avengers 4, the original Avengers aren't going to have a lot going on. But I don't know. We'll see what they do. Scarlett hasn't mentioned. I think she's one of the only ones that hasn't been like, nah, I'm good. I'm done. So,
Well, I mean, yeah, Hemsworth is him and Hod. Like, he'll come back if was it Takiti or whatever his name is that did Ragnarok.
yeah.
If he comes back to do another one, he wants to do that.
Okay.
Well,
So-
also, and granted, she hasn't had a standalone to really burn herself out like the rest
That's
of the
true.
guys.
She's only been part of Avengers and Iron Man's.
Yeah.
So, also in interviews, Fine was, of course, asked about, well, what's coming up next, and him and Hod, about stuff, and they've already said they're not going to announce anything till after Avengers 4. But a few things that did come up in all of this were Nova, which he said is
Okay.
definitely on the. Some of these he said they're definitely on the slate. Does that mean it'll be in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years? We don't know right now. So, but these were the three that really came up were Nova, Moon Knight, and the Externals.
So that's too cosmic in a street level.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I know where we know where the direction's going to go.
Well, this was no confirmation of anything. This was we have a I think he said something about we have a deck of cards of a lot of characters that we're considering. and these were brought up, and he said, they're in there.
Yeah.
I hope Moon Knight
course,
gets Netflixed.
Yeah, me too. I
do
think that's
too.
the only way to really do that story right.
They just don't have any street level heroes for movies. Like, even though Spider-Man and Black Widow and Hawkeye sort of are, they're also not.
No.
Yeah.
So
Spider-Man has nice. I mean, I don't know much about
But
Moon Knight and stuff like that, but Spider-Man has great villains to be more low. Keeps it contained where it's not world ending, but he has really amazing villains that kind of counteract him, so you can do the big blockbusters.
Yeah.
which is still mind-blowing to me that one of his most terrifying villains, they're doing this half-ass movie on.
That's the Sony part of it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, you take a character like the Vulture that is really laughable in the comics.
Oh, absolutely.
And he was fucking terrifying in the Homecoming.
Yeah.
So,
They did it really smart.
yeah. So,
When you have so many other Spider-Man villains that haven't been touched yet.
yes.
Raven.
So, yeah. Craven, absolutely.
Craven would be scary
Mysterio.
as shit if he's done right.
Mysterio, Chameleon.
Yeah.
There's so many that could be done.
My thing with Mysterio is I know if they do adapt him, I doubt we'll get the costume. And I've always loved Mysterio because of that costume.
I think
I think we'll get a nod to it, though.
it depends on who does it.
There'll be a fishbowl in his office.
Yeah.
I should wear that.
If it's
No, it depends on who does the movie. If
Marvel
it's
does it?
Marvel doing the movie with Sony kind of taking the distribution rights or whatever, then I think we'll get the fishbowl costume.
Yeah.
Or something
We'll
like
get something
it.
similar because we didn't get the Vulture costume, but we were all happy with the Vulture costume.
Yeah, 'cause
I mean,
Vulture looks
the Vulture
badass.
costume in the comics is kind of ass. I
Yeah.
mean, let's be
Yeah.
honest.
It's a green leotard with
needed
a feathered
updating.
boa.
Absolutely.
And they changed it to a bomber jacket with some metal
Yeah.
wings,
Which
was
worked great.
Yes. Good. As far as I really hope they do Moon Knight as Netflix. You need that kind of stretched out thing to really
To
get
explain
into
that and get
Moon
into
Knight.
his head. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good movie one either.
Mm-mm.
It just doesn't fit well with what they've got going on either.
Yep.
And the externals or Eternals? Is it
Externals.
externals? Trying to remember what group that was. The only externals I can think of were the X-Force villains with the immortal mutants or whatever.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, which is a horrible group.
Yes.
Yeah, it I thought maybe I was wrong on what this was. The externals are horrible.
Yeah.
So I don't know why that would be something that they'd be looking at, but whatever, we'll see.
Yeah.
They haven't done too much wrong. So, I mean, if they fucking do an externals, we'll see. Maybe it's another Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
And also, Spider-Man Homecoming is going to be shooting in London. There's going to be some stuff in England and all. So apparently he's not just going to be in New York in this one.
Are they still calling it Homecoming 2?
I don't know. I couldn't
hope
even
not,
tell you. I
'cause
think that's
an
just
ass title.
I think that's just the working
Yeah.
title right now. No one's, they're being really stingy with what the titles are going to be and stuff. So
Understandably.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll be Spider-Man Prep Rally.
Pep Rally.
Spider-Man Prom Night.
Yeah.
Final exam. All right. Well, usually, guys, we would jump into Infinity War. But with that being said, we had such a big mailbag last week. We're going to go ahead and knock that out. So we're going to be doing Infinity War at the very end of this podcast.
Yep.
So
Yeah, we'd hate for our mailbag to get blue balls or something
Yeah.
for
Stay
waiting so long.
So many.
So stick around. We're going to do mailbag. And then after that, our thoughts on Infinity War.
All right, guys, we got some mailbag questions. We got a bunch of mailbag questions. So Wes on Facebook asked, who is the true king of horror, Stephen King or H.P. Lovecraft?
I've never read Lovecraft.
I haven't either.
I have.
So weigh in
some
on it
excerpts
as
and
someone
stuff.
I know Lovecraft's his monster. I think he has really cool stuff, and the art that comes from it is really amazing. So,
Well, it's definitely written for the time. Lovecraft's big claim to fame was not really describing monsters. It was the horrors of your mind that you could imagine. The stories are interesting to me. Maybe I'm a uneducated. But Stephen King at least is a bit more entertaining to me.
The stories
than Lovecraft.
He writes a better story from what I've seen.
But I mean, I've only read one of Lovecraft's stories, and that was at the Mountains of Madness. So,
which is pretty much his
main,
one of his biggest books, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that the one with? I mean, what are they? The great ones? What is it? What is he called?
The old ones,
the old ones,
great ones,
yeah.
or something like that.
But it's the old ones. Cthulhu, yeah.
With this one, it's like an Antarctica trip, like a Shackleford type trip, and they come upon an ancient city filled with just a race of old ones and all the hijinks that ensue in them trying to get the fuck out.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I would almost think that King, probably, especially in this day and age, would be more entertaining to read, and then maybe Lovecraft's ideas might be scary.
Well,
It's kind of like George Lucas. George Lucas had some good ideas,
He needs someone to.
but didn't execute
but
well.
his stories aren't that great.
I'm curious why we haven't gotten more Lovecraft movie of this day and age.
They may have whoever owns the IP may be kind of stingy about what they
Doing
do.
that.
what
with
they
it,
allow, because I know they've allowed it for some comics. I've seen comic strips of some stuff.
They
Yeah.
had some stuff during the 70s, but not like 70s, early 80s.
Yeah,
That's kind of on
B
that
horror
level.
films and stuff.
Yeah.
good question.
All right, Chris Davis asked, do you ever talk about sports or other subjects besides comics or comic movies?
Talked about sports last
No.
week.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
Right,
just
flipping
last
his
week.
shit.
You're welcome.
Yeah, there you go.
Other than that,
So one out of every 212 episodes,
Yeah.
we'll talk about.
We talk
sports.
about wrestling
Yeah.
like every other week. It's just as real as the NFL.
Yes.
Yeah, I would like to see
They
any
both have concussions. so
NFL
it's real to me.
person wrestle.
yeah,
And it's just not a. I mean,
Probably be entertaining because they're
wrestling's a
talked about
little less fixed than the
talking over
NFL is.
everybody.
We talk about food sometimes.
Might be about the same. Oh God, yeah, food.
So we'll hit food sometimes.
Yeah.
Liquor and beer sometimes.
In the clear.
Yeah. What else do we?
that about sums up.
Sometimes. That's
And
about it.
Books.
Sometimes books.
Yeah, we talk about books.
Yeah.
Books.
I mean,
a lot lately.
we're intellectual. As
We
far
talked
as
about
that.
a river trip.
Yeah. River trip.
There you go.
Yeah. So
Chris.
so basically no. Katie asked, this afternoon TJ and I watched the dinner party episode of Office after reading an article on how awkward it was written and carried out. What's your most cringe-worthy Office episode?
Scott's
Oh,
Tots.
no, I'm
Tots.
sorry. Office scene.
It's
That
Scott's
scene in
Tots where he has,
Scott's
where he has
Tots.
to
Yeah.
face the kids and tell them that he doesn't have the money.
Ooh.
I think Scott's Tots is cringy and difficult to watch. I still think the dinner party is much worse.
I can watch the dinner party no issue at all. I skip
See,
Scott's
I'm
Tots.
the other
Yeah,
way around.
Yeah.
I believe they said that Scott's Tots is the least watched episode.
No, it's the
Or something
hardest thing.
Netflix.
It is
It's-
because it's the fact he lied for so long.
Oh, I understand.
And the
It's-
side
yeah.
story is not good.
yeah.
And then it's
What's the side story?
that's just it.
I think Scott's Tots is actually the side story of the episode.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the main one is because I don't watch it.
But
Yeah.
remember how happy Stanley was when he had already been.
I watched the episode up to the part where he has to do it, and then I always go, I just can't do it because hey, Mr. Scott, what you gonna do? What you
That
gonna
was
do?
the worst
Make
part,
a dream
'cause he
come
had to
true.
sit there
and
and
he's just
just,
sitting there going, oh God, it is the quintessential.
See, I
hardest.
still like, because I like the part where he's like, and what do you, well, I can't do that, but
I can give you these
what do you
laptop
need
batteries.
to get
Laptop
through
battery.
a college but a laptop?
Yeah.
And so everyone's like pissed, but they're like, okay, well, that's cool. And then he's like, and how will your laptop work without a laptop battery? And it's like, oh, so Michael Scott.
But with that being said, the dinner party is to me one of the best episodes of The Office.
That is, to me, it's the best one.
It's really good, and it's definitely awkward, but to me, it's that entertaining awkward. It's like, I feel bad for them, but I don't feel awkward.
Yeah.
Watching Scott's, I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I'm in the room like, this is fucking terrible. I want to walk
Remember
out.
when if you watched it while it was coming on, which I think a lot of us did. Remember
Yes, I
when
did.
Phyllis's wedding was the most cringy
That was-
and
Oh,
awkward?
That is a
God.
tough episode. Like,
Yeah.
But it was trumped big time by those two.
yeah.
Now people don't leave. They're just like, like the people that don't like that episode are people that like can't stand Michael Scott at all and can't watch The Office.
Yeah.
But when it first came out, Phyllis's wedding was fucking tough
Yeah.
to
Like
watch.
him dragging the empty locked
Yes.
wheelchair
Yes.
down the
just drag it. Oh my god! And then
When he
Pam and Jim's wedding, where he stands up to make the toast, isn't one of the worst, but it's definitely one of those parts where you're just like, "Shut the fuck up, Mike! Shut the fuck up, buddy."
Are there any, what are the other cringy scenes with other people, not Michael?
Not too many, man. Like
That's what I was thinking.
No, he is by far the
Cringe master.
yeah, exactly. There are other things that happen, but they're more like
there's there's the
maybe
episode
like when
where
Toby ran out of the fucking office.
when he grabs Pam's leg.
when Andy tries to kiss the girl that he took away from Stanley for the cell. He's hitting on her and leans on the kiss.
that's a good one. That's a good one.
It's kind of rough because it's such a rejection. Like it's bad. And I was looking at things like, man, in the real world, you fucking be fired for that.
I don't know if it's cringy or not, but the when you think that Robert California is going to bang Aaron the whole fucking episode, and then he doesn't.
Yeah.
So it doesn't end up being cringy, but it was rough for a while. It was like, fuck no, man,
I
dude.
don't think
I wanna
Robert
like
California could get it up for Aaron. He needs somebody way more fucked up.
Yeah.
He needs some really.
He needs a Meredith.
yeah.
I'm surprised that one didn't happen.
All right.
might
So
have.
Wes asked, "Are you scared of the Megalodon?"
The Meg? No.
What?
Meg Ryan. No, Megalodon. Are you scared of the Megalodon?
I would be scared if they existed. So
Yeah, if I saw one, fuck yeah, I'd be
I would
scared.
shit.
I would be
everywhere.
scared.
Oh no, they
'cause-
were still alive. I wouldn't go near the ocean.
I
No,
wouldn't
never.
be scared at all because I wouldn't go near the ocean, period.
Well, no, I would. I feel like there's like you could still go to the beach because they were so big they couldn't get to you.
I don't know.
I don't
it's
know.
more of a
I
reason
wouldn't
not
want
to
to chance
go.
it.
You know,
true.
whales don't go near the beach, but
That's
they
true.
sometimes
They
get beach whales. And I just imagine a megalodon just diving forward and
Most shark attacks are in 3 feet of water. So
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, but a Megalodon attack couldn't be in 3 feet. I don't think.
Ray,
Brian.
you just mosey on out there. We'll see. We'll see.
Bye, Ray.
Brian asked spoiler-free thoughts on God of War.
Oh, we already talked
Chuck.
about it.
Yeah.
Chuck likes it.
It's
Okay,
amazing.
Look at the
Highest
earlier
rated game
episode.
so far.
Yeah.
If you have it,
One
enjoy it.
continuous shot. Very good.
Yes.
Very good cinematics.
So again, these are a little late, but with Infinity Con just last weekend, what's been your favorite con to ever attend?
MegaCon.
Infinity Con.
MegaCon 2016, wasn't it?
Maybe
Where we went and got to get the picture with
rooms.
Stan Lee.
Yes,
First Stanley, yeah, that was
me, you,
2016.
and David, and
I got to meet Stanley last year in a breakfast, but I think honestly for me, the first year I went to MegaCon, because I had only been to the small cons in the hotel not lobbies but hotel
Convention
centers
Mhm.
and stuff like that. The first year I went to MegaCon, it was fucking overwhelming and so awesome.
yeah,
I was just like, I am here with so many people that love the same things I do, and so many weirdos that like weird stuff that I've never seen before, but it's still cool.
And
Last year they said they had 100,000 people.
Holy shit.
yeah. Aside from that one, it would have been when I went to the bot cons in 2003 and 2004.
Chicago?
Yes,
The smell of Axe body spray must be overwhelming.
And there was also that really good smaller con
That
we
was
went to in
BO
Jacksonville
mostly.
last year.
yes.
It was it's coming up in August, I think.
13th, 14th? I'm
30th, maybe? I don't know.
13th.
Maybe.
No, it's the middle of August.
And that it's not the same thing, but that flea market, that game flea market's coming up again in the friendly local game store. So
Yeah.
gonna hit that up. Let's see. Great last show. Amalgam was total shit. Dark Claw was great though. The Super Soldier S and 8 comment caused me to stop and laugh when running this week. So this is our friend Patrick that does Make Dad Read Comics. He sent us a whole email, and he has some other questions on here. In regards to The Last Starfighter, have you guys read Armada from Ernest Cline?
I want to, but I haven't.
It is pretty much Last Starfighter and War of Games in novel form and very popular. I definitely could see that being made and being shit.
Yeah.
My question, pitch me a story arc or outline for a Netflix series
That's not a question.
with one of these 3 characters or properties.
Sounds more like a
It's a
topic.
request.
Okay.
RoboCop,
Ooh.
Moon Knight, and Scanners.
Ooh.
Thanks always. Love the show. It is all I listen to in terms of nerd news. Patrick, Make Dad Read Comics. If you haven't listened to Make Dad Read Comics, Patrick and his dad get together. His dad's older gentleman. He'll bring him a sweet treat every week.
I think he's younger than me and Ray.
Maybe. But his dad does not read comics normally, and Make Dad Read Comics is a podcast to get his dad to appreciate comics, and it is a lot of fun. So, who wants to tackle these?
Here's the premise.
RoboCop. Netflix show.
He wants to open up a flower shop. There. I don't know why. That just made sense in my head.
Would it get a good budget? Would it get a good budget
Yeah, it's
for the
getting a
RoboCop?
Netflix budget.
We're just assuming that it's a typical Netflix series.
RoboCop works at Best Buy. Geek Squad repairing computers.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Let's turn it over to Mike, the true RoboCop fanatic. What would be your show?
Well, in the super low budget TV series they did, one of them was dealing with the obsolescence of RoboCop. How he's not needed anymore. He's old parts. They don't make shit for him anymore. I always thought that was a pretty cool premise, him having to deal with that and, just redeeming himself as the old badass he is, like Space Cowboys, but with RoboCops.
Nice. So it's past the RoboCop era.
Yeah, they've moved past
but he's
him.
still working.
Well, yeah, like Delta City happened and everything, so they don't really need him anymore, but he still, patrols the streets and shit. I think that would be pretty cool.
There goes old man RoboCop. Sparks coming out of his ass.
So, TJ, did you have a scanners idea?
Staring contest. Professional staring contest on the Ocho. And somebody finds out they can scan.
Yes, that'd be amazing. But yeah, how many of you guys have seen Scanners?
I've seen Scanners
it's been a while.
It's like 5-6 years ago.
It's been a bit.
It's amazing. It's a fucking weird movie.
It is. I would just go on with that. Just like people discover that they're scanners or whatever else, and just have fun with it. Blow people's heads up and shit. Just all through. Yeah, just do it crazy.
I think if you're adding Moon Knight to the Netflix series, Moon Knight's crazy as fuck if you've ever read any Moon Knight stuff. So I think most of the series is going to be the Defenders trying to stop this asshole, this crazy ass dude that's just slaughtering criminals because he is crazy.
Interesting. Introduce him kind of like the Punisher.
Yeah.
Have them be...
Stop killing all these villains. You're taking all our sequel baits in new seasons.
Have him be more of a villain at first, and then have him spin off and become his own series.
Well, and I think also a spin off and have him be his own series, but in his series, he's still way too extreme for them.
Yeah.
They're still not into him. So, which I guess is sort of similar to what they did with Punisher. So,
good call, Nathan.
Will Bloodsworth says,
that's not a real name.
We say that every time. Where are the best hot dogs located? Jimmy's Hot Dogs in Albany, Georgia is the best I've had. I think we met Will at Epicon when we were there, and I talked hot dogs with him because I had eaten at that weird ass hot dog shop there.
You can't go wrong with a Nettle sausage, man.
Nettle sausage from Lake City.
Some mustard. Girl.
But that's more of a sausage. Can you?
As a sausage, I don't consider
I think we
that.
got to go hot dog.
If we go hot dog, I swear to God, I didn't. When I first ate the Chicago dog in Chicago, I was like, oh, okay, well, I had that. But for days and days and days afterwards, I thought about that motherfucker, and I want another one.
I'll still get a cheap ass one from Steak and Shaker Sonic every now and then, just to.
I probably will once I can again.
They're really good.
Yeah. Also, a fucking chili cheese pup from Crystal's is hard to beat.
I'm more of a corn dog guy, and I know it doesn't count, but I do.
Fuck yeah, corn dogs, dude. Don't
corn
ever
dogs
fucking
No,
say
I love
I'm
corn
just
dogs,
a
but
corn
we're
dog
talking about
dude.
hot dog.
But it's still a dog.
Crystal's
Pull it off the stick and put it on the bun.
corn dogs are.
I love
pretty
the sugar they
phenomenal,
put in it, man. It's damn. Son.
Corn dogs
my
are
corn dog
delicious.
got to be
I'm
crispy.
just-
Can't do a soggy dog.
For those not from the South, Crystal refers to a White Castle type restaurant.
That's better than White Castle. Way better.
There are arguments.
There are not.
I just make homemade corn
so
dogs.
are you a ketchup or a
Boil them.
or
Mustard,
a
yeah.
mustard? Okay.
Mustard
Fuck
only.
yeah.
Mustard only.
Okay.
I do whatever the
We don't
fuck I
do this,
want.
but
We just
Rocks were awkwardly bumped.
proper proper way to cook a hot dog?
Boil it.
No.
Depends on the type of hot dog.
Yeah, I grew up with boiled dogs.
I will
If
only
it's
eat
like
a
that
grilled
chicken
dog.
pork mixed dog, you have to put it on a grill.
I don't boil
only
it.
eat
I
a
just
grilled
grill it or
dog.
just
I can't-
eat it out of the package directly.
With an all beef hot dog, I can
Microwave
boil
till it
those, but I
explodes.
cannot do
The way my mom did it.
boiled like turkey dogs
that's,
or whatever.
that's what I
Yeah.
grew up with, man. I can eat them, but I definitely
No, I love
enjoy the char that
Yes.
goes when
It's
they're
a
grilled.
lot of good flavor to it. It depends on the day.
you
Summer's
guys-
grilled dogs.
Have you guys ever wrapped a hot dog in bacon and cooked it and then ate that?
Have you ever wrapped
Not
it
really.
in bacon and
That
deep fried
is-
it?
I haven't
Oh, a
deep fried.
fried hot dog is really
No,
surprisingly
my
good.
old kitchen
Yeah.
manager, he would literally do that. He would get a hot dog, he'd cut a jalapeno into slices,
I like
wrap
this
it in
guy's
bacon,
thought.
and just throw it in the fryer.
You dead now?
That's good.
No, he works in Valdosta now, but he would eat that for breakfast.
Luke?
If you ever get bored, look up on YouTube
Yeah.
Japa Dog or
I'm
Japa Dog.
gonna ask his wife how his heart and cholesterol's doing.
There's a
He's still alive.
amazing. I've only seen it as a food truck, but it's a Japanese guy that cooks hot dogs. But he chops
Oh,
them
yeah.
up and pretty much presents them in a very Japanese way with different flavors, like not wasabi's the only one I know. But just look it up on YouTube called Japa Dogs. They looked amazing.
80% of us are about to go to Iceland in November. They're supposed to have some killer hot dogs, so we'll
hell
report
yeah.
back.
There's also an American like Triple D type restaurant we'll have to go to
where?
in Reykjavik.
Nice.
It's called the Roadhouse.
Nice.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Roadhouse.
And Lacey asked, "Tell me your feels about Hip Hop Fish and Chicken closing."
Wait, what?
I'm so mad about this, man.
Why is it
This-
closing?
Yeah.
They're becoming
They're
a
closing.
seafood place. It opens tomorrow.
Or like a
as
fish market.
Yeah, fish market. It's gonna be
What?
fresh.
Oh.
So
Aren't there like 2 or 3 already in Lake City?
Didn't it used
No, Mullet's
Didn't there
closed.
used to be a fish market there a
I
long
thought there
time
was
ago?
one going
There
towards
was
the college.
There's a fish market
Not that I know of.
on. Nobody gives
Well,
a shit.
if you're
on
listening,
41.
right in
It's
front,
very
literally
local.
right in front of Ray's house has been a amazing chicken place for the last 3 years called Hip Hop Chicken and Fish. It's extremely cheap, extremely good.
was
I've never eaten there.
You've never ate there?
No, but I know the prices and what you get for
You
it.
know what,
Holy
Chuck?
shit.
You have no. I'm
No,
so
I'm
mad at
saying
you right now.
You get
Remember
way
how-
more than you pay for.
Remember
Then
how
why
mad
didn't you
he
ever eat
was?
there?
I just never did.
Remember how mad he was at Blaze about Terminator 2?
I'm
He's
But
there.
I'm not
beyond.
lying. But okay, keep going, Nate.
I saw that facial expression then.
I'm
I honestly
appalled.
only ate there about a half dozen times, but every time I ate there, it was really good. Allison just hates it so much. It'll be nice that I have No, Allison hates it. It'll be nice to have a fish market, though. Like, it will probably really suck. It'll be very convenient to go get nice fish from it, hopefully.
some deveined
But-
shrimp we can ball.
Yeah. Or
With some cocktails.
bacon
Oh, so that
wraps.
dumpster's
Oh,
gonna suck
ooh,
for you.
That's what I'm worried about.
Oh,
The
especially
sweet
this
smell of
summertime.
fish.
They'll smell like high
Yep.
school.
Smell
Smell
like
like
a bad
Korea.
ex-girlfriend.
Man, your property value
Oh my
just
God,
dropped.
Really, TJ?
Korea smells like rotten fish.
Okay.
And,
Anyway.
yeah, it's horrible.
R.I.P. Hip hop.
R.I.P. Lit Hip Hop.
What if it's flip flop fish?
All right. So,
Hey.
So we're going to come right back and we're going to review Infinity War.
dun,
yeah.
dun, dun. All right, guys, it's finally time for us to
This
sit
is it.
and talk about Infinity War. So we're going to give you just a real quick synopsis with no spoilers at all, just some quick thoughts, and then after that we're going to break it down and spoil the shit out of it. So if you
Yeah.
have not seen it, I'm just going to go ahead and warn you. Why have you not seen it? Why are you not part of the people that is putting millions of dollars in this movie?
Yeah.
$630 million to
So-
be exact.
Bottom line, was this worth the 10-year wait? From the end of that scene at the end of Avengers, was this worth it?
That's not
Yes.
10 years, I don't think, is it?
That's not 10 years, but it's
From
been
the
10
st-
years since Iron Man.
Yeah.
From the start
Yeah.
of the MCU. For me, yes, the wait has been worth it.
Yeah, it lived up to the hype, I feel like.
No, it absolutely did. This
Yeah.
movie. So the Mad Titan Thanos has finally came, and the Avengers are trying to stop him. He's here to collect the final. Was it 2 Infinity Wars that are on, or Infinity Stones
He's
on Earth?
collecting the last 4.
Yeah, but he's coming to Earth for the final
For the
2.
final 2,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we finally get to see him come wreak havoc and see the world's defenders tried their best to defeat him.
Yeah.
I was blown away. It was 2 hours, 40 minutes?
2:30.
And it did not feel it at all. That movie just rock and rolled from the second it started.
Yeah.
It started like a lightning bolt and just never stopped. There were a couple of points in the middle that I felt were a little... so anything I feel like was wrong with this movie is so nitpicky, but we're like, this is what we do. We discuss this shit. So there were a few...
So are we going more in depth now?
Not yet.
No, not yet. I was just going to say that I felt like there were a few scenes in the middle that felt a little long while they were happening, but absolutely needed to be there.
Yeah.
So
I think you needed kind of those plateaus where they came in and just kind of just
to break up
That's
the
true.
pacing just a little
because, man, it's just a fucking going 90 miles an
I'll
hour.
say there's for a movie that had this many characters and this much action, I felt everyone got their chance to shine.
Yeah.
I didn't feel anyone really got left in the dust and, kind of got, bulldozed over. Everyone had a chance to really be part of a scene and make an impact for the most part. I don't think anyone really was background, minus what Black Panther, his sister. She didn't really get a chance to shine.
And,
Black Panther really didn't either, if
Yeah.
you really look at
We
it.
got to fight
I
a little
honestly
bit.
think a lot of the Avengers didn't get as much as they...
Everybody got
if this was a
screen
different
time.
movie, they should have had more.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to explain this without giving spoilers.
Yeah. But I just feel like for what you're getting for the cast and everything, everyone pretty much gets a really good chance to shine. There's some really stellar moments. And before we go to spoilers, one thing I will say watching this movie is I felt this was the first time in the entire Marvel cinematic universe where we got to see these guys fully unleash their full power.
Fuck
Yeah.
Superpowers. You just saw these guys really be superheroes. The gods really came out. War Machine. I mean, everyone just kind of fucking became
Fucking it up.
badasses.
Yeah.
So from now on, we're going to go spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, stop listening right now because we're going to kind of just jump into it and get into the real meat and potatoes of it. But just know we really liked it and we loved it, and let us know what you thought of that part.
Are we going to go chronologically, or how do we want to do this?
Well, I wanted to address what we were talking about a second ago with all the characters and everything. I think because this is, again, we're spoilers, guys, so this is about to be spoiled.
Boiled.
One of the main things that I think they did really well with this was the fact that this wasn't actually an Avengers movie.
It's Thanos.
Yeah.
This was a Thanos film.
Yeah.
With the Avengers.
With the Avengers in it. So the Avengers, they all got their little spots, their little things here and there. I felt like Captain America really didn't get much in it, especially as much as it was hinted at on the trailers. I feel like...
But he had two really good moments. That scene where he walks out in the train station.
Yeah.
And I got an applause.
Yeah,
in the
and
theater we were watching.
every showing that in both showings I went to, that was everybody's like, "Fucking A,"
Yeah.
That type of scene. And then with him holding the gauntlet at the end.
See, I thought the gauntlet was way underwhelming compared to what it was in the trailer.
To me, it wasn't.
Yes,
they really did. They did a hell of a job on the trailer.
yes.
But I thought the scenes with Captain America were a little bit lacking.
With that being said, with this being a movie that really we're getting a chance to see who Thanos is and to get a story, because what I loved is it's Thanos comes in, he's not evil for the sake of being evil. He's not trying to kill half the universe because he got a hard on for death.
He has a
he's
purpose.
trying to bring order
Balance
to the universe. And they give you really good examples of his home world where they did listen to him, and that world is now shit.
Yeah.
And then Gamora's world where she came from, where he did murder half of them, and now everybody
it's great.
flourishes, and it's a utopia. So
I thought his motivation was, even though it seems crazy, it seemed legitimate because it seemed almost like a religion
and that makes
for him.
a great villain.
It
like,
absolutely does.
Especially for Marvel, who has had such an issue with having
He's a
villains
Bond
that
villain.
really seem balanced and worked out, and you really want to root for them. And not necessarily. Yeah, you almost want to see. Yeah, you want to see Thanos kind of get it. You at least see where he's coming from.
Yeah.
And he comes in, and not only does he have a great purpose,
And the planet
but
was
Thanos
plagued
was
by
truly
hunger
a
beforehand
badass. And
due
when
to
he was fighting people, you
overpopulation.
felt that he had the power to knock him out, which is established right away when he beats the shit out of Hulk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When the movie opens up and I loved it. You right away you're seeing Thanos. He's already just destroyed Thor's ship.
Minutes after Ragnarok.
Yeah, You know, when Ragnarok ends, that was the bonus scene where his ship.
Yeah.
We're jumping in right there, and everyone's pretty much laying out dead. He's killed half the ship.
Yeah, they did.
And then the other.
We got away.
Yeah.
Pretty sure they all died because he blew the ship up. Remember?
They specifically said it was half of his people were killed.
But kind of coming into that world, and you see Thanos has already got Thor beat. You don't even get to see
shit. Yeah, you don't even get to see
Thor's
that.
The shit's beat down.
I just want to say the Asgardians got a pretty fucking shitty rap.
Because the majority of them already died. Pretty much everyone's dead.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Hey, half you guys."
Thanos is asking who's wanting the stone, and Thor didn't even know that Loki had grabbed the stone. So I like to pick that right from there.
Yeah.
I did like that. Like Loki tried his best, so he gives Thanos a stone, and he automatically pledges his allegiance to Thanos. And you're like, "Oh, you slimy motherfucker!"
Yeah.
But then he makes a knife
Tries
appear
to murder him.
and tries to kill Thanos, which I thought was a pretty valiant effort for Loki.
Yeah. The scene where they killed Heimdall was kind of a.
I thought that was a little lack. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Heimdall's always been kind of a third character anyway. But when Loki got killed, that was when you knew, shit is down, and there's nobody safe
it's
at this point.
It's going to be brutal. Because I will say, like...
That was a brutal death for Loki.
When Thanos killed people, like when it was actually him doing the killing of the movie, they were some pretty brutal scenes.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I was actually really impressed that Marvel pushed it that level for... Marvel's always been a family-friendly type movie, and so it's crushing Loki's windpipe and murdering him and then dropping a limp body. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, it wasn't like that little 1 second choke him or something.
No,
because he's sitting there staring at him for a good 30-40 seconds.
You see the blood vessels in his eyes start breaking and his face starts turning purple.
But you're like, man, Thanos is, all right, he's the badass you want. That's what you want to see.
Yeah.
And then they, Hulk comes out and you're like, oh, here's Hulk to save the day.
There it is.
Fucking nah.
He's
Thanos.
Let him have his fun.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So Thanos is letting Hulk beat the shit out of him, and we're like, oh, fuck yeah, this is going to be a fight. And then the Black Order go into and Ebony Maw's like, no, let him have his fun. And you realize that Thanos is just toying with the Hulk, and then just whoops Hulk ass.
Punches him in the throat, hits him with a couple 2-piece and a biscuit, then fucking military presses his ass to hell.
Yeah.
Which and then Hulk gets sent to the Earth, and he gets sent to, of course, warn us of the oncoming storm.
Yeah,
and I love that little Easter egg though.
What?
He was the place of Silver Surfer from Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I thought that was a pretty. When I was reading,
some nice nods.
Yes.
Yeah. Keeping from there. I will say, and this is kind of jumping ahead, but one of my biggest qualms of the movie was the fact that the Hulk was scared to come back out the rest of the movie.
I actually loved that because that's been something that's happened. I just hated the way it was executed.
Yeah. Not reading the comics on that.
Huh?
Yeah.
Like eccentric in a way. Yeah, you guys showing up by Shuri in this one.
Mm-hmm.
But I appreciate the fact that the Hulk didn't come out because he was scared. He's the big baddie. He's the brute force of the Avengers, and he got his ass whipped badly. So he's like, what can I do against this?
We thought he was the brute force.
Oh, I know. I know. Yeah, well,
I don't like how Mark
Ruffalo
plays Banner.
Yeah. He's always been the...
He's just kind of like...
he doesn't
do any science shit.
Everything off,
he just seems like he's
going into
easily.
That. It's a Thanos movie, but I think it's also a Thor movie.
Yeah,
because out of all the Avengers, Thor probably got the most screen time in this.
Thor did, and I was kind of happy to see that.
Got
I feel Tony did.
Well, maybe more.
I think they were about balance, honestly, because Thor had the whole with him going to Forge. Stormbreaker and stuff. And I mean, Tony definitely had a lot going on with him and Spider-Man. Yeah. But I think Thor was a standout. Between the two, I think Thor's scenes were more impactful than what we got from Tony. And the Iron Man fights were cool. Yeah. But as a character, Thor got to cut across better.
The new suit. I wasn't a fan of it, but now I am.
The nano,
the Iron Man
just
suit.
Looking at it is me, but when you see it actually being used and everything, it was badass.
He's using it very effectively.
Well.
Yeah,
I didn't ever see the wings come out that they showed. Okay,
me either.
I wanted to make sure I wasn't the only one.
The thing is, Tony has all these new toys, and it still didn't matter.
It was a
Yes.
The only time a buster has ever worked, any buster that he's made, was in Age of Ultron.
No,
Well, this wasn't even a buster. I mean, this.
No, I know. I'm
and
saying.
this suit is pretty badass.
Oh,
He
yeah,
had
it
a
is.
fucking moon dropped on him.
Yeah.
And that suit held up.
I
Oh, no,
haven't
but
seen
I'm
the
talking
one
like when he
that's
had the what was it, the reactors that came around his back, and he shot at Ebony Maw, and he's just like, boom.
I
All
will
his
say the
toy-
Black
all his-
Order
whenever he has
were
new
very
toys,
powerful
other
in a
than
way that
Avenger
made
1,
sense. It worked
Avengers
really
1
well
where
that
Loki
they
throws him out of the
by
tower,
themselves
his
could have
toys
carried a movie
fuck him
as a
over
villain.
royally.
Like they
Oh,
were
absolutely.
fighting
Yes.
them so well. Because I know
If
nothing about the
if
Black
the
Order.
whole Infinity War was them keeping off the Black Order, and then the next movie was Thanos coming, I would have still been fine.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen that.
I would. It makes me almost wish that, like in the earlier, like Avengers, like they would have had Black Order people
Yeah.
coming to fight because they were so well executed and came across as fucking nasty and
It
evil.
looked great.
And dangerous.
Yeah.
They looked
Dangerous,
amazing,
yeah.
but I thought Ebony Maw was the show stealer out of the five.
No, absolutely. He was
Yeah.
the upfront one.
Was heralding like when he comes in, like
He
this,
was the
you
M- he
have
was
the
Thanos'
chance
MC.
to die. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Corvus Glaive was badass though.
Yeah,
he
was
looks
pretty
cool.
good.
which one is that? Because like
He was the guy with Proxima Midnight. He had
He had the hood.
Yeah.
okay.
The elf-looking guy. It just when when Falcon is kicking them around, I'm like, okay, this is bullshit.
No, it's and everybody was kind of. I mean, Thanos was kind of toned down from what he was in the comics.
Oh, I
and
know.
Everybody's toned down a bit, but you have to give everybody a little moment to do things, and you catch somebody off balance and stuff. I get it.
Because normally Black Widow's not gonna party with Proxima Midnight.
No.
That's not gonna happen. But in this movie, like I don't think they did a bad job
Well, and
of.
granted, Black Widow had 3 other people helping her fight. So
No, I'm talking
yeah.
about the first scene when they're in Scotland.
Okay,
Yeah.
How Cap, Wilson, and Black Widow are just starting to whoop Proxima and Corvus's ass. I'm
Cap's
like,
a lot more powerful in this than he is in the comics. In the
Yeah.
MCU, he's
Granted.
a lot stronger than he is there.
her spear has the density of a star, and he catches it, and he's like, "Okay, I got it now." And I'm like, "Come on."
Well, I mean, they definitely don't go into that in
I
the,
know, I
in
know,
the
I know.
movies.
Well, let's kind of go back forward to the movie. So, like, we have Doctor Strange who has been hanging on to the Reality Stone.
Who's a
Time
badass
Stone. Time Stone.
Time Stone.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Who's a
Time Stone.
badass in this, and I really like the way they set him up, and he just did not give one fuck
Yeah.
about Tony.
His interaction
That was
with
so
everybody
amazing.
else, and that's why I like the crossovers. They handled Guardians coming in,
That
they
was-
handled Doctor
that was
Strange
like-
coming in
Absolutely.
so well, and Doctor Strange just immediately dismisses everyone like, I don't care who
Yeah.
you
Like,
are.
this is what we're going to do.
And
You listen
it
to
makes
me
sense.
now.
Yeah, to him, he's like, this is way more important than anything you guys know about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, and he has a better understanding of, I guess, that the threats. And he's like, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Blaze. He's dead to us.
Yeah.
But you got that, and then, but so they come, and of course Tony, the crossover of like they just because it was things like that where like Tony and Pepper talking. He's like, I had a dream we had a baby, just like really
he's a
weighing
protector of the
on
planet
the
of the realm,
heartstrings
like-
that you know
like,
something
yeah.
bad.
He's the end all be all that nobody knew.
Yeah.
in this. He just shows up.
Yeah.
But like Tony, he's like, I'm done with it. No more adventuring, no more action.
Surprises.
Let's
Maybe if you
let's
ate
have
all
a
our
baby,
vomit,
and then boom,
we would
I
bring
need
it
you,
back.
Tony Stark. It's
Mix
like
it together.
fucking 80s movie. Like, I'm getting too old for this shit. Should have been uttered at least once.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, the phone call from Pepper too later on, where
exactly.
she's like, "Are you on that ship?" And
Yeah. You better not be on that ship, Tony.
Ray's checking his death list over here.
yeah,
And on the flip side, of course, Vision has the other stone that we're waiting on.
Yeah, I thought Vision was. They really nerfed him early
bad.
in this,
Yeah.
and I don't think he was a game changer anyway.
days
No. He wasn't someone that was going to be like, oh, well, if Vision's not nerfed in this movie, then he's going to fucking take out Thanos or the Black Order.
Yeah, I
Why
don't
do you
feel
say
Vision
that?
really
Is like-
ever had a
I've-
whole lot
I
of
think
power
we've all
shown
been
in
in a
the
similar
movies.
Why do you say they
situation
nerfed
where
him
like
in that?
I'm fucking dead, but this
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
this done.
Okay, I
And
forget. I
fucking
forget
just
Age
deal
of
with this
War-
later.
Why do you say they nerfed him, Ray?
because immediately in the film he got immediately injured, and the rest of the movie he was out of
yeah,
commission.
he's the damsel in distress through the most of the movie.
He's the MacGuffin.
Yeah.
But also
And-
the damage of Corvus Glaive's his glaive fucked Vision up.
Yeah.
You got to take that into account also.
No, I am taking that. I'm just saying that
he the shit out of Ultron.
I can
Like
cut
the
it subatomic
the
level.
monkey shit out
Yeah,
of
so
Ultron.
I'm saying, well, and again, this isn't stuff that they go into in
I know.
these
I'm
movies.
just
The
saying.
movie doesn't explain it. It
I
doesn't
know. Well,
count
that's
from
the
the
thing.
comics.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. So we don't even know
Well,
if that's real. In
Well, he got
this.
stabbed and he never got healed from it. So
Yeah,
fuck
that's
him
what
up.
I'm saying.
They
is
turned a
immediately,
fighter into a plot
like
point.
the first scene he
So he
was
had to fit the
in
plot and
in
move
this
the story
film,
along.
like nerfed. He's
yeah,
not.
it's like
he's
Mike
not.
says, he's a plot point from this
Yeah.
point forward.
But and in the same, like they laid on
His
the heavy
laser
again with
glaive
Vision, like
that can
proclaiming
just
his love
stab through
for,
vibranium.
Scarlet Witch, and like let's just run off
That's-
to
yeah.
the distance.
Yeah.
The-
They should have a disclaimer.
Well, he does a quick mention. He's like,
Well, he went to
mention it.
Wakanda. He got fixed.
he had the sweet. Yeah,
yeah.
I paid dearly for it.
He had special legs.
Yeah, and I mean that was I forget
Lieutenant
which.
Rhodes, you got new legs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. I did think of a lot of the lovey-dovey trope stuff that they did.
You know what they didn't focus
all
on?
that, like,
Fucking
this is our love that was
Rhodes
never
being
actually
paralyzed.
realized, and now I have to
His
kill
gloss
you.
right the
trope
fuck
for
over that.
Both Vision and Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
He didn't
and
go to
Gamora
Wakanda. He
and
had
Star-Lord
fucking robot legs.
was a little overplayed.
Well, I felt that at least with Star-Lord and Gamora, they've established that romance in 2 movies.
Yeah.
He's
With
gonna,
Yeah.
he's
Vision
gonna
and
run
Scarlet
real
Witch,
fast and break
it was
those
kind of
fuckers
hinted
off.
towards, but I never felt it was fully. Exactly,
Yeah.
it didn't feel like a
There you
love
go.
relationship. And
It
Civil
felt
War,
like-
I don't get that feeling.
Civil War, it felt like a creepy dude trying to creep on the hot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it didn't feel like love.
Foreign
Like
girl.
they were in love with each other. With like I said, with Star-Lord and Gamora, 2 movies they've been establishing that.
Yeah,
Star-Lord's
he's
trying to
been
get
he's
them.
been trying to get in her pants for a while.
Yeah. So, but they definitely were really trying to because when and of course this is outsider, but you're
I don't know. In
This
Civil
stone
War, it kind of
is
felt
literally
like an older
Thanos has
brother
come to kill
relationship,
50% of the
younger
universe.
sister.
Yeah.
Vision, you just need to die. I'm sorry, man. You were created from a robot. You're not a person. This whole like love triangle and Cap,
Yeah.
like, well, we shouldn't allow it. Come on, motherfucker. Like, destroy the stone.
Well, he was saying destroy the stone.
You
Yeah,
let me
Vision
have
was.
6
Vision
Yeah,
was.
but no, but Captain America's like, well, we shouldn't allow for
Yeah,
that.
we don't trade lives.
Yeah, we don't. And I was like, come on, man. How many people already died because of this?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know. Did Captain America really know the actual at that point? The like.
Yeah, because Banner had told.
Oh,
Told
okay,
him.
yeah, but it's I don't know.
It was
it's
kind
still
of a-
secondhand.
it was kind of
knowledge.
an off-scene thing where,
Yeah,
He calls him.
Banner called Cap, and I'm sure he laid the whole thing out
I'm
for
sure.
him.
Yeah.
And I do like that. This is a little side note, but how even with the universe on the line, Tony is hesitant to call Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt that had more weight than most of the lovey-dovey stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Actually, I mean,
He
didn't-
still had
he didn't
resentment.
call.
No, he didn't.
Especially when Banner was like, "This, it doesn't matter. I don't care what's going on. You need to call him."
Yeah. I will say,
From a flip phone.
I loved how Guardians were introduced to it. I felt that Guardians got a really good. They had some pretty good screen time.
Man.
Got some fun.
I hated Peter in this though.
No,
I thought Peter was so fucking lame in it.
Peter's so immature in the other 2 movies, and he is the same way in this
He's
one.
the same character, and we'll go into that. Like, I don't want to jump to that spoiler, but them coming in finding Thor, and, like them actually.
I loved Rocket and Thor getting to be murder buddies together.
Yes.
God, that was exactly what I wanted.
Thank you, Rabbit.
and especially just
Fuck yeah! Thank you,
That
Rabbit.
scene
Yeah.
where he's passed out on the table, I died laughing both times that they did it. He looks like a pirate had made love to an angel.
Yes,
Yeah.
God, yeah.
well, those scenes like
they call him Pirate Angel
yeah,
later.
and Peter
He's no
like
dude.
talking all like, well,
You're
we
a
are not going for it. He's like, are you talking deeper?
Or he's like,
Yeah.
he's like,
Well, I thought that was like starting off with that was like a tone of like that's a Star-Lord-y thing to do. But he has so many other like parts to his personality, and I thought that was all we ever got was the like dumb Star-Lord.
no, I mean, he does reveal that the plan to take Thanos down was his plan later
Yeah.
on. But the that scene though with Drax just kills the scenes that he's in, and he's like, no, you're a dude, this is a man.
Yeah.
It's just like this
Yeah.
all that he's in over Thor is just amazing to me.
And then Rocket giving him that eye.
That was like I said, yeah. Guardians, they they got enough screen time. They were the Guardians
Yeah.
you want, the Guardians you love.
Yep.
Like they even come in with the great soundtrack. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Like it
Rubber
just.
Band Man.
I
Yep.
was happy how they introduced him, and I was happy how it flowed from there.
I wish Mantis had gotten like one or two other actual things, but she got like a good wave that was really
Yeah.
funny, and one other thing. But I hoped
She got two that were really good. She got the one where Drax is standing there being invisible.
That
Yeah.
was amazing.
Yeah.
That was
so
good. And then she got
how long have you been there?
I'm gonna get that arm.
I've learned to stand very still and be invisible.
God, I thought, man, I was hoping once more when they went to nowhere we were gonna fucking get Cosmo, but we didn't.
you guys. I know you saw it later, but Tobias from Arrested Development.
Yeah, I
And one of
didn't see it in the movie. I saw it during the credits where they gave thanks to Arrested Development. I was like, what was that in there? And then we looked it up.
What
It-
was it?
He was
Uh,
in one of those
Tobias
chambers.
in the
collector's
blue.
things.
He had blue himself. So
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he's in
That's
there.
hilarious.
He was
He
just in
had,
the background.
Yeah,
And-
when they're first walking in, the Guardians, when
At
they're
the
first
collectors.
walking in at the collectors, he's in one of the tubes right off the side. He's a little out of focus and everything, but he's there.
Yeah, I
Um,
thought I was. No, the
I
picture
don't
doesn't
think it
look like
was.
it. So the two main, I guess, like
What was it?
adventures that are happening is one is Strange, Iron Man, and Peter Parker. Yeah,
Where was
they're of course
Using made up names.
One person at a
Well,
time.
you have them. You have the
They're-
Captain America Wakanda team, and then
Yeah.
you have the Guardians.
The Guardians.
and Thor.
and so Thor and the Guardians are going to make a weapon that can destroy Thanos. Is it
Oh, I'll have to
Stormbreaker?
check it out.
Yeah.
Was it actually
They're going
Dan
to
Cross?
create that, and then what was the original reason that they went on a spaceship? That's what I don't remember.
They went to answer a distress call.
No. With Doctor Strange, Iron Man, and
Peter.
Spider
Because
Man.
they kidnapped
Because
Doctor
Doctor
Strange.
Strange,
Spider-Man.
they kidna- yeah.
That's right. So they got
Maul
Strange,
got Strange.
and so they're going to because stop them from getting a stone from Strange's
Yeah.
amulet.
Mike, you were going to say something.
Sorry.
One of- Yeah.
Stormbreaker. Well,
And Mantis.
And Mantis.
Nowhere.
Yeah. And then then Thanos captures Gamora, and they have to go to Titan.
So what did you guys think of the scenes with Gamora and Thanos? I thought that was handled pretty well. The story of
I thought it
him
was-
finding
I
her
don't
as
remember
a
what it was.
little girl, and kind
It
of
was the
trying to
Guardians
establish
split.
some
That-
love.
because
Thanos'
Rocket,
love for
Groot,
Gamora.
and Thor went to go get the
Yeah.
Stormbreaker forge.
But hates him
And
and,
then
wants to
Gamora-
kill him also.
Drax and Peter went,
That
and Mantis went to
That was
Yeah.
pretty brutal.
Yeah,
nowhere. That's where that was.
that
and
all of
eventually
that
led them
stuff
to
was
Titan.
the stuff that I thought was a little seemed a little long, but also had to be there.
Yeah,
you can't remove
it was
that.
that was the
connecting.
stuff I liked the best.
Yeah.
I love seeing Thanos as he was just going through trying to do his plot of killing half the universe,
Yeah.
and just meets
It's really
this little
fucked
girl
up
and he's
because
like,
they
"Come
love
here,
each
little
other.
one."
Gamora
Take him.
loves
And,
Thanos.
pretty much
in
just
some
falls in love
way,
with this
but-
kid and decides to raise her as his daughter.
Yeah, but she just absolutely fucking
Yeah.
hates her. And, like, the torture
That looks
scene
like
with
a flea
Nebula,
market
man,
knife if
does
I've
not give
ever
a
seen
shit
one.
That's very true.
about
Kind of
Nebula.
personalized it.
But especially I was saying I was hoping one day you would take over and
Yeah.
I could leave this for you. It kind of establishes that he actually saw some in her and had true feelings for her. And then because on the flip side, you see when he goes to Nebula, he's just torturing the shit out of her.
Yeah.
She's broke down
He
into
won't-
multiple pieces.
Yeah, he won't even kill her because it'd be a waste of parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
This
tells her
knife I
later.
got at this yard
So
sale,
and
small flea market.
and then they go. Of course, they find Gamora has known the whole time where the Soul Stone is hidden.
Well, I would say I wish that since Gamora and Nebula are Thanos' children, and the Black Order are, we got a little bit more interaction with those groups.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Because
the
we
Black
didn't.
Order is technically Thanos' children
They
as well?
refer to themselves at one point of
The
stuff
children
like
of
that,
Thanos.
children of Thanos. So I don't think it's as personal as those two,
Yeah.
but I wish there had been some more
interaction,
interaction to
crossover.
see what was that. What was this something completely different, or does he consider these all his children?
But when they go to find a Soul Stone, tell me the fucking oh shit moment when fucking
Fuck yeah. I've
Red's-
never
yeah.
had an oh shit moment like what the fuck. I never expected this when
Yeah.
Red's fucking skull showed up. And I wasn't sure if what's his name?
It was
not.
It wasn't.
No.
But that was another thing. I was like, fuck, what the hell? God.
Yeah,
That was great.
no,
Yeah.
because it came and I was like, oh, who is it? And then when they pull, the whole theory was like, oh, you just like
Yeah.
you felt it.
Yeah.
And because they kept that hit, and it almost makes sense. That
Locked
why
tight.
would you? Why would you?
Red
If they would have
Skull was
cast
the
the,
Guardian.
original guy, was it Vigo?
Hugo
Hugo.
Everybody would have knew.
Yeah.
So going
Yeah.
this route was way smarter because
Was
it kept it in
cool.
the dark.
Man, that was one of the best oh shit moments.
There were several in there too.
There were.
Yeah.
There
I mean,
were some great ones.
But leading up to them going and the soul for a soul.
Dude, that almost teared me up on that
Like,
part.
you know it's going to happen. So the second he said that, you're like, all right, he's going to kill Gamora.
No, yeah.
But
There's
I
no
do love
doubt.
the fact, but I love how it's so played because she was just like, she starts laughing. She's like, well, you love no
No
one.
one.
And he turns
You can't
around
get
and
this.
Thanos
And he's
is
crying.
crying.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, man.
Well,
This
and she
is-
still doesn't get it.
yeah.
She thinks he's crying
Because
he
he's
can't
not
have
getting
the
it.
soul stone.
And then as soon as he says, I'm sorry, and you're just like, oh,
no,
man.
as soon as the Red Skull's like, they're not for
yeah,
you.
that's, yeah.
These tears aren't for you. Whoa. Man.
And so him tossing her off and kill her, and then it gets real psychedelic with Thanos waking up in water, and
Yeah.
she's a little girl again. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
But then he gets his stone, and
Man.
The when they got the reality stone,
From nowhere.
yeah, that's another one of those oh man scenes because I was
Yeah. Because
everybody's
she fucking murders him.
yeah, and you're thinking, well, what the hell?
Yeah.
And just for a minute there, and then it's like,
yeah.
okay, he's got it already.
Yeah.
the bubbles when Peter, because she, Gamora Gamora knows that Soul Stone is like where it's at, and she doesn't let Peter know, but she's like, if he gets me, you have to murder me. And that standoff where Thanos has Gamora, and Peter finally lowers the gun to shoot her, you're like, that's and I love the bubbles come out, but Thanos is like, I like you, and he disappears. He's like,
Yeah.
this dude had the MacGuffin, the fucking the balls, the moxie.
Yeah.
Man, the Bubbles. I love Bubbles, and I love that also now that I know that it's canon that
Thanos
Thanos loves the fuck out of Bubbles.
Yes.
We can just bubble party together now.
what'll make you mad, boy? Bubbles. I will.
Yeah.
Of the most unthreatening thing
Yeah.
there is bubbles.
Or butterflies from the end when Doctor Strange lets all the butterflies
yeah.
out, and then Thanos is kind of looking
Balls
around,
of
kind of
moxie.
smiling at the butterflies. Yeah,
But to go back to being mad at Star-Lord, which leads to when they're having the big standoff on Titan, and Star-Lord makes the plan of like, hey, this is how we're gonna get Thanos. We're gonna defeat him, and the
I like how
plan's
that-
actually
that's might be
working.
Bubbles
Spider-Man's coming,
are
Iron
just a
Man's fighting him, they
galaxy-wide
distracted him.
understood thing.
They've got and Mantis. I love that Mantis got a moment to be the
That's
true
true.
hero,
To be the badass.
Like
that is
she
true.
drops down and just fucking puts him in a catatonic state where, yeah. But but
Hey,
powerful
bubble
enough.
flies.
And I'm like, how snug is that damn glove? Where they're ripping on it, and that glove's just not coming off.
Because it was what, Spider-Man and Iron Man?
yeah. You're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
the thing must be snug, man, cutting off the circulation. But the fact that Star-Lord finds out that Gamora is dead and just loses the entire plan because he wants to punch Thanos in the
He
head.
wants the revenge.
I've never been more mad at a character. I was like,
Yeah.
you fucking just get the glove off, and then you can really kill him.
She's trying to
Yeah.
make him go to sleep.
for real.
He was
Why didn't
fighting
you
the
shoot
whole
him?
time.
in the head.
And obviously
I get-
for
I know
story
why,
purpose, but
but-
as the reader, you're just like, you fucking idiot, man. Like,
Yeah.
You're holding a gun. Why are you going to pistol whip the dude?
yeah.
Just bam, right?
Yeah.
Especially a guy that probably doesn't feel it at all when
Yeah.
you're pistol whipping him. But I will say, damn it, that was cool when Thanos finally gets free and he drops the moon on Tony.
On Tony.
Yeah.
That is just like,
Tony's fucking holding his own, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
broing down with
Star
Thanos.
bit.
Doctor Strange,
but
too.
not long.
Yeah. Doctor Strange is
Showed
definitely
out.
one of those characters that I know is fucking up there,
Mm.
but they showed it in this. Doctor Strange is a badass.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No. Well, and then you find out the whole time he didn't have the stone on him.
Well, yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody's
Nobody knows how
mad.
to handle
Like,
him.
A lot of
Let's
people on
fight
the
him.
internet, they're mad.
Fucking-
We're like, why did he do
You can
that?
do some sweet ass dance moves and blow your shit out of the water, bro.
No.
Mm-mm.
No, he made sure to
we
establish
kind of
that.
talked about this, and I feel like we're just summarizing the whole movie. Oh, that was a cool part. Oh, that was a cool part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. There's a lot of cool parts.
The only thing that sucks
but,
is Strange saw the way to defeat him.
specifically like that.
He never got a
scene,
chance to
you
tell
know,
the
where,
plan.
Yeah.
Because
where
at the end,
Doctor Strange
he
hands
vapors
over
off
the
with the
time
big finger
stone.
snap. But obviously, this is the one way. And Tony,
Well, like if you look at his face, he's kind of like,
Yeah.
"Here you go, motherfucker."
so Tony must
play
play a bigger
because he didn't
part
give one
that
shit
he
about
has
Tony.
to be there to defeat
You
him.
know,
That's why they
he-
handed
he
over to
get-
Stone. Because that was one thing I've seen a lot of
Yeah,
people like,
and
I can't
also,
believe
I
he's handed
mean,
over to Stone. I was like,
they
no, it
had a
makes
scene
sense.
like
Strange
one
knew
way
the way
he
to
wins.
win.
One way
Yeah.
that they
Clearly,
win.
He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit!"
It's probably to
this
give
is how it's
him
gonna happen.
everything.
Give him Stone and probably drop. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do like that they really established how powerful the stone is because
They
of
may
course
not need
Scarlet
to know.
Witch
That might just be
destroys
how
the stone
shit was set
Vision's
in
head,
motion.
and Thanos just rewinds time
Yeah.
and to get it back and take it
Well,
from there.
and I feel like that is the only stone that really got its shine of like, oh, this stone's badass. Reality a little bit when he like showed, because he did a couple of things with that.
Well,
But
he did quite a few things with the reality
Because he could have just
stone.
used the
Yeah.
stone
And the
just
Power Stone
used
and
it to
pulling the moon
rewind
down.
time.
that's
being
true.
the-
That's true. I guess
the
he,
Hulk
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
I think the stones each had a pretty fair amount to go through on there.
That's true.
But I think we saw a couple Soul Stone scenes, like at the very end when he does the snap and he's kind of in. I think he's in the Soul Stone at that point, and Gamora's in the Soul Stone.
I think everyone that he's killed is in the Soul Stone.
See, and so I guess we can kind of talk because, and obviously at the end of the movie we get the snap and it kills half the universe.
But we also get the Wakanda battle. We
Yeah.
haven't even
You
gone
fucking
into that.
teleport everywhere.
Well, we
with
haven't-
the goddamn Tesseract stone, the space stone.
Running?
Yes.
Good God,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was actually very impressed by War Machine getting to really finally show what the War Machine
Yeah,
can
because
do. Dropping bombs.
War Machine
Hasn't
is
done
the
anything
most
since Iron Man 2.
He is the most like outmatched, other than like Falcon, the most outmatched motherfucker there. He has a suit of Iron Man armor. Tony's had 60 or so now.
Yeah.
He
still
gets
like
I will say we
one.
kind of
Yeah,
touched on
he had
already.
the Iron Man- he had the
that
Iron
scene where
Patriot suit.
fucking
think
Cap's
that was
Black
basically
Panther
the
fucking
paint
running
job.
with his
Yeah.
shield. So
It's terrible.
badass, dude.
Some outdated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
But fucking War Machine will jump into anything.
Yeah.
Anything. Yeah.
Yeah, the giant battle scene, which I thought was handled extremely well. They did
Great.
a great
Well,
job
you know-
of getting right in the scene.
And that's also
I
the
thought
Mark
the
II
Hulkbuster
he's,
2
he's
was
wearing.
meh
So that is an old
in it.
tech. Not to mention he's using pretty much all ballistic tech. You know, when it's bringing a fucking slug thrower to an energy weapon fight. He will fight fucking anything,
Yeah.
like shooting off
Okay,
micro
so we're
missiles,
talking
just
about
punching
the big
people in
battle
the
scene,
face.
but I want to rewind a little bit
Thank you.
and go to Thor.
Oh,
Yeah.
Paul, yeah, no, you're dead on when they go to the Dead Star.
Yeah.
He just kept going
But
crazy.
also
like,
on the
with
way
big
there,
rollerblades of death
because they
and
have that
everything.
scene with him and Rocket,
Yeah.
and Thor's
Well,
kind
that
of
was another thing.
half-ass breaking
Bruce
down.
Banner is like
and you
just
kind of get an
terrible
idea of
comedy
why
relief. Oh,
all
I
the comedy
fell
was
with my
going on in
Hulkbuster
Ragnarok
armor.
and why
Whoa.
he's
You
kind
know,
of
it's like
goofing up.
Because Rocket's like,
nobody
well,
wants to
what
buy
about
that.
your
Sorry, Trey, go ahead.
friends, your love, all this stuff, and Thor's like, they're all dead.
Are we?
Yeah, and
1,500 years old.
Use the
everyone.
time
yeah,
stone.
and he's like, fate's kept me alive for a reason and stuff like that. So, no one's beat me twice.
Yeah.
So, and I just kind of it really got into Thor's head a little bit because, I mean, in the space of a week, his dad's died, his sisters tried to kill him, half of his people are dead, his home world's destroyed.
And his brother.
Yeah, his brother's dead.
Yeah.
It's just everything's just fucked up.
Yeah, his best friend Heimdall's dead.
Yeah, and he's just trooping along,
He's pretty much alone now.
and then dude gets to the fucking neutron star.
Yeah.
Things are shit there, and then pretty much single-handedly restarts the damn thing.
I will say the Peter Dinklage as
The 20-foot tall dwarf.
that was amazing.
That was so good because
I'm still confused
I had
about that.
forgotten going in that Peter Dinklage was in the film.
I didn't.
Even though I
Dwarf.
knew like
Yeah.
the day before, like I would have known, but going in like watching all this stuff, I had forgotten all about it. And then he shows up, I'm like, oh fuck, okay, this is what he's doing.
Yeah.
which I thought was kind of cool. It's like, okay, Thanos went there to get the gauntlet made. I was like,
Yeah.
gave some
That was
backstory
cool.
of that, and how they make these amazing, powerful weapons.
the
It's like, we
giant
use it for the
dwarf.
power of the star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That we built this giant mechanism around to do. That was, and the star is, did Thanos put it out? Is
You
that what
can
they
be
said
a
after he
dwarf.
made?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, Thor
killed
right
all
there.
his people.
That was like, to me, one of the coolest scenes where like Thor's like, well, I'm going to open up the gate. He's like, you can't take the full power
You'll
of the
die.
star, boy. He's like, just open it up and make it. And it's like, so fucking Thor opens it up and the blast of a star goes through him for like 5 minutes as he melts the dead. What was the material that they
I
used?
think it's from the star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just comic book to the max craziness.
Absolutely.
But-
Absolutely.
But that scene of Thor holding it up and just taking it, getting burnt to death is so fucking cool. And we haven't talked about Groot being a brat the entire time as a teenager.
Yeah.
Finally,
playing his video game.
yeah, finally steps up and like helps put the make the Stormbreaker.
Yeah.
He makes the handle.
I do
By
love
cutting
it.
his own arm off.
It's like, I call it Stormbreaker, and they're like, that's a little bit much, don't you think? It's
until
like-
he comes out with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Absolutely.
back to Battle of Wakanda.
No, when Thor
Things are
showed
looking
up in
bad.
that battle, like
Yeah.
the audience went wild for that. Like people fucking busted out, and fucking Thor was a badass to the max. Kills pretty much the entire army with the snap of his finger. You finally see Thor be a real god. He is the god
he
of
is
thunder there.
nuts in that.
And man, I like I said, I walked away from this movie just fucking in love with Thor again. Like Ragnarok, his stock is way up.
Yeah.
Even when he comes in and throws the blade right in the middle of Thanos' chest.
Yeah, at the very end, he gets
Yeah.
he gets the stone from Vision. He's standing there, and you're thinking, "Oh shit!" And then
Out of nowhere.
I think there's a lightning blast, and then Thanos looks up, sees Thor, and starts shooting a blast at him with the gauntlet. And Thor's thrown Stormbreaker, and that sumbitch is going through the blast straight to Thanos.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
how fucking powerful did they make Thor?
Yeah.
Nails him in the chest.
Thor was I don't know how you make a Thor 4 with him being what he is now, because he is nuts.
He's
now.
super OP.
I don't know. Because they definitely were building him up through Ragnarok. Yeah. To the Avenger. But I think they're playing into like maybe the Odin Force stuff, and he's just becoming that. But yeah, that at the end of this, I was like, "Fuck! How do you have a Thor movie now?" Because he just single-handedly almost murdered Thanos with the Infinity
as Thanos
Gauntlet.
said, he's like, next time aim for the head, because
Yeah.
he technically could have killed Thanos.
Mhm.
Thanos was dying, but he was
Avengers
able
5,
to
Thor 4.
use the
Do
stone.
the snap.
Yeah,
And then the way we talked about the snap
the
in
Avenger.
Infinity Gauntlet, the comic book, Thanos snaps his fingers when he gets the gauntlet and kills half the universe, and he does the same thing in the film. And we had talked about this before. Like, do you think he'll do that? Nah, probably not. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah,
I knew it was
I was so excited that they did it.
And the first person you see like fade away is Bucky. And I felt like they've been building that up for almost as long as they've been building Thanos up, and I thought it kind of fell flat. But I will tell you what got me. Fucking Black Panther. When he died, when he faded away, I was like,
Holy shit.
oh shit.
And then Groot with Rocket looking on him, and it's like,
Yeah.
See,
uh-oh.
the only and the whole time, and I will say, just because being a giant nerd and judging, I felt when everybody's dying from the snap, I didn't care at all, because that's going to be fixed. There's no lasting thing.
That's true.
I will say
many
Spider-Man dying to
Yeah.
me was pretty heartbreaking.
That was
just 'cause
that was the hard one.
The fear of a child, and because it was played so like him begging Mr. Stark to save him.
Yeah.
Because everybody else is
and
pretty much like,
apologizing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mr.
Yeah.
Stark.
because and I was going to ask you guys, because besides Gamora, because I agree, I think she's in a stone. I feel that the other people that Thanos killed prior to making the snap, they're dead for good.
I do too.
I think Loki's truly dead. I think Vision's gone, because when Thanos ripped that stone,
No,
and
I don't think Vision's gone.
I think we're going to get a white Vision.
Yeah, you're going to get an emotionless Vision in 4.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
Shuri's going to fix Sure, he's going to fix him, but he's going to be like that palish color he was.
You know, I forget because he's a robot. So
Yeah.
like, okay, that makes sense. They can bring him back. So
Yeah.
beep bop boop bop. But people fading away. It was like, man, they did it. They fucking did it. They went there. I'm glad. I mean, you knew it was going to happen, but it's just like it's seeing it done, and especially for people that don't know the comics at all and not read. Them, those are the people like, what the
so
fuck?
many people were pissed about
Chris,
that.
Chrissy's like, what the fuck?
And then they get to the final scene where he sits there, he's watching the sunset,
Yeah.
and then it goes to black.
Yes.
And
The theaters, the theater was just like, what did we
Quiet.
just watch?
No, seriously, like in our theater, he sits down and goes black. Someone's like, "What the hell?" It's just like because you're like
in both showings I was in, it's just quiet.
Yeah.
Nobody says shit.
Yeah.
Well, and I've read a lot of people's reactions on the internet, and they're like, you know, everyone was speechless afterwards, and the people would be like, and it's been about an hour, and I'm still speechless. I don't have anything I can't say. What do I say?
the only thing that made that scene better is when he's sitting down in the sunset, as he would have cracked open a tall boy, just knocked it back, and
So there's a couple things though. One, the gauntlet looks kind of messed up.
Yeah,
It looked
had
fried.
been fucked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
his
arm. His arm is messed up, and his gauntlet is.
Yeah.
No,
It's when
I think
after he
yeah.
snapped his fingers, it
the
looked
power.
like it,
Because when he pulled
it
away,
burned
it
the
was
shit
just
out of it.
it was singed and blown up.
Yeah.
So here's
But
the
I
real
think
quiz.
that's from overusing the gauntlet, not the stones, or using the stones.
Not
and
even
the gauntlet
cracking
couldn't
open. He
take
just like
it.
pops
Yeah.
the
at
top
the very
off
end
his
when everybody's
gauntlet.
disappearing.
Yeah.
Who are the heroes we have left?
Thanks.
So
we're not done yet. We still have.
I think Thor.
All
Yeah.
six.
Yeah.
I think Thor fucked
So
up, didn't he?
this was the thing that I found pretty interesting is of the Avengers, Iron Man, Captain America,
I saw
Hulk,
that,
Black
yeah,
Widow,
yeah.
Thor, and War Machine.
I'm so pissed Black Widow lived. I want her just to.
But it's all the original, with the exception of War Machine. It's the original Avengers again.
Pretty much,
Because
yeah.
It's taken everything
Well,
back
well,
to the original. We also still have Nebula
Well,
and
I just
Rocket
had to ask with the
Yep.
snap.
Yes.
and
like,
Okoye.
I'm assuming they
what
utilized all
M'Baku.
5 stones.
And M'Baku is
He's definitely
M'Baku. I wasn't
made
sure
it.
at the end, so I made up a list and I couldn't remember. But you saw it again, and some other people
I made sure
said,
to pay attention.
yeah. And Shiri and Wong, we
Are
don't know.
questionable.
They didn't show back up because Wong at
You
a certain
haven't
point
seen
went
him
back to New
since-
York.
No, he never left New York.
Oh,
It
okay.
was
He
right
went
in
back to
Sanctuary.
the
He went back
sanctuary.
to the Sanctum.
But Ebony Maw dead, Heimdall dead, Cole
Obsidian.
dead, Proxima Midnight dead, Corvus Glaive dead, Doctor Strange was a snap, Mantis, Spider-Man, Loki was a snap but a different one.
Yeah.
Bucky, Star-Lord died, Gamora died.
Falcon.
But Gamora was a death by the soul for the soul gem.
Yeah.
Groot, Vision, Falcon, Drax, Scarlet Witch, and Black Panther, and then our extra scene.
Yes.
We got to see, finally get to see Fury again,
yeah.
and he's there
Maria
with Maria Hill, and both of them end up dying, but not before. Yeah, he pulls out a pager,
pretty much.
an intergalactic pager, and we see the Captain Marvel insignia, which was great to see. Yes, I loved that so much.
Oh, good.
Shit, yeah.
Well, they made sure that the response came after everybody else had faded off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because it said
Sending,
and then
it
like
showed,
it showed that was her response. Was that?
her logo? She's like,
it
oh,
showed the logo and then the color for it.
what
Yeah.
a bitch! Like all of a sudden, Nick, my logo.
Mhm.
Can you print some flyers out? I'll be back.
Shitty
So,
16-bit.
Here's
you know?
reading the comics, guys,
Yeah.
and like 'cause
What
I have
if,
no idea what's going to happen next.
What if she?
What do you
faded?
guys
What if
think?
she
What's going
snapped?
to be in the second movie? Because we got the original Avengers. Thanos is on Paradise, fucking Margaritaville, hanging out. Probably got
What
a
do you mean
big
the
old
response?
burger
Was
and
there
some
a
tall
response?
boys sitting there relaxing, enjoying the sunset.
Well, just going off of like photos from comic knowledge and photos
Well,
from the scene from the set of Avengers 4.
One of my big theories is Clint's family is dead.
Yeah.
Clint's family disappeared. So Hawkeye, that's why I think he's going to come back in, and he's going to be pissed.
Yeah, he's
As
going to come
Ronin.
back in the Ronin thing.
Ronin suit.
Ant-Man, we're not sure what happens, but I
He got
believe at the
mentioned.
end of Ant-Man and Wasp, I think we're going to see the results of the snap.
Because that's what I'm
It's either
curious.
going to be a,
Is that going to be post or pre of Ant-Man Wasp? Like
I think it's going to
movie?
be pre,
Yep.
but I think it's going to be.
Not letting it finish.
I think it's going to end with the snap.
I think they're going to be in the quantum, whatever they called it, the quantum realm during all of this,
And they'll
and that's
come
why
back.
they weren't
Infinity
there.
Arrow.
And they're going to come back and find out all of this happened.
Yeah,
That's good.
and he's
That's a
going to
good
kill
theory, too.
Thanos.
So I think that's what we're gonna kind of see.
I
there.
think you're going to see. I mean, I think Hank Pym's going to disappear in the snap, and I
Yeah.
think Wasp will probably disappear.
So in Thanos and the second movie, obviously he's still going to be bad. What other does he have a backup Black Order or something? Or is it just going to be them
No.
fighting
No.
Thanos?
the Black Order was actually
Infinity.
well after Infinity Gauntlet.
Gotcha.
So this is mostly Infinity Gauntlet based.
They pulled from Infinity Gauntlet and Infinity.
Yeah, a little bit, but most of the Infinity stuff was just
Black Order.
the Black Order.
Yeah.
Okay, 'cause I thought Infinity Gauntlet. I've only read the first, but he has the main guy, the Herald, doesn't he? Like, 'cause that's who he's talking
Mephisto?
to. Is Mephisto? Is he
Yeah,
not?
and Mephisto's just kind of
The devil.
he
In
is
Marvel.
Marvel Comics devil, but
okay,
he's
gotcha.
like just kind of working for him because he's scared of him. But
You think we'll get
Or-
Death at all? I know they
No.
didn't mention it at
No.
all, so you don't think they're going to go there
and
at
I
all?
think this was a great way to go about
Well,
without.
I guess, yeah, because he was talking about balance instead of just trying to impress
Yeah,
Death.
It's a much better.
Or
cinematic.
I think it's a much better story for Thanos. Honestly,
I agree. Like
Yeah.
I said, it makes it more justifiable than him trying to get Death to fall in love with him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a
Like I said, he had a justified reason of why he was doing things.
It's like Magneto. I mean, you get a good villain base for having.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'll be honest with you. At this point, I have no clue what to expect, and I love that.
Yeah,
For 4?
Yeah. Other than they
They're
gotta
gonna
figure
reverse-
something
yeah.
out and figure out where he's at and
But
whatever.
I'm pretty sure Thanos is going to be the one to reverse everything.
Really?
Yes,
Why do you think that?
I think. Yeah, I think he's going to be overwhelmed
Good call.
by
Mike.
his. Yeah, he's going to be overwhelmed by what he did.
Do you think we'll get Adam Warlock in the next one?
No,
Okay.
That'll be Marvel.
it's too late to do that.
Yeah.
It's too late to introduce him.
Well, and the Silver Surfer and him plan of pulling the gauntlet off and everything.
They
we
kinda
already got
played
that.
that, yeah.
They played that. I know.
Lost everything you love.
I
there's
do
nothing
think
left.
we will get Nebula getting a hold of the stuff though, like we do in the Gauntlet.
That might be kind of fun.
Yeah, I think because they could do that.
'Cause he was tricked into
He's
it.
killed half of everyone. Nebula gets a hold of the Gauntlet, and it's way worse with her having it. And then from there, like Thanos has to kind of have a turn.
Yeah.
So I could see that possibly happening.
Yeah, I'm 100% Thanos is going to reverse everything.
really
Yeah,
okay.
they're already kind of setting it up with Gamora and the Soul Stone kind of talking to him like,
He's starting to show some
Did you-
signs of remorse.
"Yeah, did you do it?" And he's like, "Yes." And it's like, "What did it cost?" And he's like, "Everything." So I think he's the guy.
See, I think what's going to happen is he takes the gauntlet, he puts it in a bank. They get Ant-Man. It becomes a bank heist movie again. I got to get the gauntlet out, and they got stones and everything. And Thanos is just chilling elsewhere. He's not even in the fourth one.
It's like
And he's not going to be in it.
Avengers 11 or something.
Yeah. God. They call him up. He's like, "Hello, Thanos," and they're like, "They got the gauntlet." He's like, "Oh, did they insure it?" Well, guys, our reviews are usually terrible. We apologize, but we really love the movie.
Yeah.
As you can tell, it was
What's everyone's last like? Well, what's your score on it?
I give it a 9.
A 9?
Yeah, no.
I still think that I like Winter Soldier better, but I need to see this at least once or twice more.
My gut instinct, and like I said, this might change. The movie's still fresh.
Yeah.
But this is at the moment definitely to me. I think the best Marvel movie.
I think they were so ballsy with it. They did so much right.
They had to.
Out of all the movies, like Thanos, they did it right. Like I said, they focused
I would
on
say 9
him.
out of 10.
Yeah.
They rounded him out, and
Yes.
they've never really done that before.
No.
Minus, like I said, with Loki, you get some because he's been in so many movies.
Yeah.
But for Thanos, have been nothing but cutscenes and talked about in the background. They just did it so well.
Yeah.
And the action was great. The comedy was great. The movie still had a lot of laughs, but it also had some, weight to it, some heaviness.
Yeah.
This at the moment, and it might change, but I have to say this is definitely my favorite Marvel movie.
I'm leaning that way pretty hard. I'm gonna try to see it again this week.
My thing is, can they answer? I'm sorry, go you guys.
I think this is their best executed movie
This is their best Avengers movie
by far.
by far.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This is way better than Avengers 1.
I think it's I think it's their best executed, and I say it because you have all these characters.
Mm-hmm.
You have this villain you have to round out. That's again nobody's really seen. You've seen little snips
clips,
here,
and that's it.
and people talking about him. And then you bring all these characters together. There's so many places this movie could have fallen apart.
Absolutely.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Jokes, going flat, or just interactions not working, or just so many places where this thing could have just crashed and burned.
Crossing
and-
over
Yes.
areas.
And I was going to say meme culture has definitely taken a hold of this, but this was a huge undertaking. This hasn't been attempted before.
Yeah.
10
not
years
on
in the
this,
making.
not on this level. And I feel like they did it, and that never happens.
Yeah.
It never happens where you have something like this huge that has this much hype, and then you go see it, and it's like, oh man, that just didn't live up.
The
But this
trailer-
lived up.
Yeah, and the trailer set up such a different expectation to what you thought you were going to get,
Yeah.
to what you actually get. I think it's their best one.
Yeah.
It's one no joke. Going to the movie, I was almost scared that it was going to be bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. I knew the movie was going to be good.
You just didn't
I
want to
didn't
be
know it was
another
going to be
Avengers.
great. I thought it was just going to be
Ultron.
that was good. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
It is so awesome to me that normally with this kind of stuff you start putting out so much that you start getting shit.
Mm-hmm.
But the last two films have done so well and been so good. Black Panther was really good, really fucking solid.
Ragnarok was
good.
Spider-Man: Homecoming was solid.
And now we have Infinity
Doctor
War.
Strange also.
They've been going on a
They've been cranking them out.
little tangent.
They're on a pretty good rank.
Yeah.
So what would you give it, a 9 or a 10?
I'd give it a 9. There's no 10.
Yeah,
There's 10s, but not
I'd
this.
probably also say a 9.
What about
Yeah.
you, Chuck?
9.5.
9.5 from Chuck. So.
Chuck's home back. You want to say 10.
Is this the best movie you've ever seen, Chuck?
I won't give it the 9. I won't give it the 10.
9.75?
I'll give it the 9.5.
9.8?
I'll give it the 9.5.
9.9.
It's right now. It is my favorite Marvel movie right now.
Okay.
The real question is they wrote a check that they have to cash in the next movie.
But they wrote it all together. It's all
They
been
did it
done
back to
together.
back.
And
Oh no,
they've
I
been
get
filmed,
that.
so-
I know, but I'm saying they wrote a check.
Oh, I get what you're saying, Nate.
Are they going to be able to cash on the next one and
they
pay
wrote
off?
a check on Avengers
Yeah.
way back then,
Yeah.
Well, but
and they just cashed it.
I say the first Avengers was great.
no, I'm
no,
saying
he said they wrote this check for
I
this
got you.
movie.
I
they
got
wrote this check on that.
No,
On
this
that
was great.
end credit
It's just-
scene
yeah.
on Avengers.
But with what they've
Yeah.
done with the snap, everybody dying. I mean, it's set up a lot of I think almost even more hype. Like you had hype.
Maybe, yeah.
Now it's a
Because
boiling
no one
point.
was expecting that.
Yeah, and so
We nerds like us had what if? But no one thought he was going to kill everyone.
because that's
Maybe
what I
they
said.
was
It's like
hoping.
this is so impactful to people that I think it's going to be hard to match that same level
Yeah.
of impact. Because the second
Where
one's
do you
going
go
to be
from here?
resolution, but the resolution is going to have to register just as heavy as this one with
Yeah.
killing everybody.
Well, this is Empire.
Yeah, and like I said, people love Empire, and then people are always on the fence.
As long as there's no Ewoks.
Yeah,
Yeah, very true. I don't think we'll get that.
But it's like, where do
Thanos
they-
got a bunch of little fucking furry things running around. This is what makes me happy.
But it's now, what do they do with the next movies? Because just how do you get past that hype?
Yeah, well, and-
because this just set the bar really fucking
Let's
high
say,
for Marvel
Feige
and
already
superhero
set it
movies.
up. Already said he thinks it might have been a mistake not to say what the name of Avengers 4 was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's like I don't know if we can match what we did here.
Yeah,
I'm just saying
we'll see.
Even with the title, they're kind of they're scared of putting the title out there. So,
but even the movies after that Avengers 4, like you just set the bar so high.
Infinity
Like,
Treaty.
Well, now you
anything
get to
less
start
than that-
over. You get to start over from the beginning.
Yeah.
Because they won't go on. Like, they're going to build up another 10-year thing or 5-year thing or
But
something
I'm
like
just saying,
that.
it's like, is it going to come down to build back up? That's
no,
the thing.
I don't
'Cause
think
you
it's
can't ride. You
when
can't
you
go
when
from,
you get the bar this high, someone else has to get over it.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else will get over it. It just keeps increasing, and people keep getting over it.
But the money they're going to expect, it's not going to be there.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't think that whatever. That's not the thing.
Now, they'll still get paid.
They'll want $1 billion again.
I mean, obviously, this movie might be never match the same price point, but they'll always hit these big marks.
I think opening weekend for 4 is going to beat opening weekend this weekend.
It'll be one or two things. It'll be like Force Awakens blew up, made a bunch of money, and then Last Jedi did good, but didn't do as well. I mean, like I said, because you it's always easy to make the first part of something. It's the second part
that's completely different though, because that was the first new Star Wars in a while.
But I say
this is something that's been going.
Yeah, but
I
they
think
still
this
had
is
the
just
same
going to
level.
build.
The same level of hype was there. I don't think even with Star Wars, it's still good movies, but I'm just saying like the hype level. I say it's up there with Force Awakens, what we have going on with Infinity War. There was the same like that you could feel it. People were like, "This is going to be awesome."
Building and
great.
growing and going.
I'm glad we're not waiting 3 years.
Yeah, I'm glad it's next year.
That's very true.
I think that will help it. That will help the momentum because we'll get Captain Marvel, and I think Captain Marvel is going to do excellent.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ant-Man and Wasp will be good, but I don't think anyone expects Ant-Man and Wasp to be a Black Panther or anything. They don't expect
it'll
it to be a
good
billion.
movie.
It'll be a fun movie.
It'll do fine, but yeah.
And then we get Avengers again, and that's awesome.
It'd be like Thor Ragnarok
3 right after that.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we've talked way too much about it. Thank you for listening to Nerds Get Laid. We appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the movie as much as we did. It's Nerds Get Laid signing off. Good night.
Nerds Who Get Laid Sometimes is recorded at the illustrious Big Brown Record Town Studios in beautiful downtown Lake City. Episodes are published each Monday on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, and Google Play. You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Nerds Who Get Laid. We're at Nerds Who Get Laid on Twitter and Instagram. We're part of the Geeks World Wide podcast network. You can find reviews and articles we write at thegww.com. We're also part of the Modest Pod podcast network. We're on FloridaGeekscene.com and also WeBeGeeksPC.com. Please subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. You can also check out the show notes for links about things we talked about in this episode. Thanks so much.
This has been a production of the GWW Radio Network. Please don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. Also, check out Geeks Worldwide at thegww.com for all the latest news, reviews, and opinions on video games, comics, movies, TV, cosplay, and more. Geeks, assemble!